Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. And thanks for listening to this episode. I call it my episode because I'm DMing this time. We have a rotating cast of characters and DMs, and a bunch of episodes that you can listen to in any order. So once again, thanks for picking mine. But it's not just mine. I have some friends with me today. Why don't you go ahead and say hello there, Skirmish?
Oh, well, I don't mind if I do. So, hello, my name is Skirmish Killington. I'm level 16, Barbarian Path of the Wild Magic. I'm a Goliath, and I'm about 7'7", roughly 340 pounds, been working out. And I've got light blue, greyish skin with a few natural occurring tattoos all over my body, green eyes, salt and pepper hair, and a fine and neatly pressed pair of pants. I only wear pants because everything else is too constricting.
My big Goliath boy. Hey, Lucien.
Hello, everyone. Lucien is a elven artificer alchemist, and he is level 16. He wears your normal clothes for the era, but he has a large, heavy brown leather duster that has the sleeves cut off, a bit like Dr. Octopus. Some bronze glasses, and his most defining characteristic is a shoddily made prosthetic on his left arm, as it seems to be completely missing.
Ooh, so mysterious. And of course, Stella.
Hi everyone, I'm Stella. So Stella is a level 16 sorcerer, draconic bloodline, because she is half silver dragon, half elf, and she is about 6 feet tall, usually wears heels, so she's over 6 feet. And she wears usually like pretty, somewhat revealing outfits. She is very pale skinned, pretty much white skin. She has long white hair with bangs, blue eyes that are like slitted like a dragon's and have gold flecks in them. And she has like some draconic features like horns, 2 sets of them, a tail, and now a large pair of silver dragon's wings that, when fully extended, she can use them to fly, and they're about 12 to 14 feet long. They're massive. She used to hide them under her cloak, but she doesn't wear a cloak anymore. And that's Stella. Oh, and she also has a companion, a halfling named Lenny, who is her, basically her aide, assistant, etc. He's just like small, brown hair, brown eyes, and usually hides behind her and follows her around and does stuff for her to the best of his abilities, which, well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, man. What a mission you guys just had. That was really crazy, right, guys? Fighting all those undead. You're exhausted. You know, you're almost done. You're in a graveyard, just putting the bones to rest. Clap your hands. I won't do it to save the audio. You know. But, so you're standing there over just a big communal grave pit. These were cultist bones. You can throw them in one big one. You're going to salt and burn them anyway. So, save yourself. But, as you guys are kind of taking a break, looking over your work, can I get just perception checks from the gang?
But of course.
Pretty high roll there. I got a 17 plus a 6, 23.
Looks like a 22 on my end.
I've got a lowly 20.
Oh. So you guys are all standing there, and in the moonlight, you just see a glint of something, and you look over in this pile of, zombie corpses. And, like, the first thing was like, oh, I thought I saw some movement. But seeing as you all broke 20, you think the movement comes from a zombie wearing really cool volcanic glass sunglasses? Like with gold trim and like the neck chain, like an old lady would wear, but like a full blinged out neck chain. And as you guys kind of double take, look back, you see the glasses are off of his zombie face, and he's just lying there like dead, finger quote.
You guys see that guy over there?
He's wearing the coolest sunglasses. I'm just gonna go steal him.
Yeah, I could always copy the design too. I mean,
I don't like the way he's looking at us, so after you get the glasses, I'm going to smash him in the face.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, no arguments
Or
here.
would you prefer I do it before?
You might damage the glasses. You wouldn't want to do that. I could always
true.
repair them for you, but they'd never be the same.
Well, Stella's a capable lass, so I'll let her get the glasses first.
I'm just gonna use my mage hand.
Okay, so you see as the mage hand, can apply, I think it's like 5 or 10 pounds of force. You guys broke 20, so I won't make you do it again. But, like, the pile, like, seemingly shifts, like, just normally. But clearly this zombie is trying to bat away the mage hand from his glasses.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, still doing, like, the tongue out. Like, child attempting to be asleep when they're supposed to be in bed. But, like, he's pretending to be a corpse, like, tongue out, eyes, like, rolled back a little bit. But his arm's still slightly moving, trying to pat the mage hand away.
Well, he seems harmless enough. Maybe we could just go up and talk to him. Worst case, Skirmish turns him into a puddle.
Well, what I would like to do, because I don't know like how he's trying to defy my friend, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to stand in his arms, just right above him. And I'm just going to say, all right, you're not moving. And then I invite Stella to, either use her mage hand or regular hand, or I could do it. However you want to play it, you can get the glasses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over there, and since my mage hand doesn't work, I'm just be like, all right, okay, I guess I'll do that then. And I'm gonna try to take the glasses.
So as everyone kind of begins closing around this corpse, it fully gets up on its shoulders, like it's decaying. His rib cage is like fully open, but he is wearing like a cool sort of like leather jacket and like a pair of jeans. And, it seems like he's got, like, little rings on, like, the bones of his exposed rib cage, like one would wear rings on their fingers. And he goes, okay, come on, cats, let's take it easy on the sunglasses, my friends. Name's Robbie Ribcage.
Hello, Robbie.
Robbie Ribcage. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I thought zombies don't usually talk, do they, guys?
Not as
Not
far as
really.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Robbie, would you be perhaps willing to sell your sunglasses to our friend here?
Sell my shades? What are you, crazy?
Here, you know what? How about I trade you? And then she just takes out a pair of sunglasses. Is it nighttime or is it daytime?
Oh, it's the middle of night.
Okay, so she's been storing them in her portable hole. So she's just gonna like take out her handkerchief, just like shake it out, and then just reach in and get a pair of sunglasses. How about these ones? I wore these on a magazine cover. Why don't we trade yours for these ones?
How good are they, objectively? Like, are they of similar quality, or are you trying to make a deal here? Because I need a persuasion or deception, depending on if you're trying to pull one over on him.
These are actually designer brand, so they are pretty good. And she wears pretty strong sunglasses because she's albino, so she needs them during the day. So they are pretty good. She just likes
Cool.
the design of those ones more.
Give me a perception then.
Perception?
Or sorry, persuasion. P words.
That'll be a dirty 20.
Okay. He's like, he unclips his little glasses chains and then like trades you glasses, clips his on. So like they are like the cool like straight across the top with like the perfectly U-shaped bottom with gold trim along the top and little fringe hanging from the sides.
Ooh, nice.
What did yours look like?
Mine were just like the round ones, like the ones that the stars kind of wear, like the big round ones with silver rims and a little bit of like bling on the sides.
All right, so he's looking pretty snazzy. He wipes some gore off of his jacket, and he's like, hey, how do I look?
You look great. Yeah, you could totally pull that off.
Good. I'm meeting an important guy. I was trying to lie low here in the graveyard. I saw a pile of corpses. I figured, hey, I'll hang out here for a while, meet some cool kids. These ones aren't too chatty, if I know what I mean. You guys must be good at your job.
Yes, wow. Is a graveyard really a proper meeting place? I guess it depends on who you're meeting.
He gives you finger guns, and like his thumb pops off when he like clicks it like a gun.
Skirmish is not a big fan of the undead, so I chuckle in a forced, polite way, like, ha 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 ha. And then I step away slowly and let these two handle the conversation.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, so you said you're meeting someone important. Who is it that you're meeting?
Oh, well, and then you hear like a drum roll coming out from nowhere just behind you, and then two spotlight like cantrips like form like crossing like an X shape over a like large stone like tomb, you know, the ones that are outside of the ground, like set as like a memorial. And standing atop it is a very foppish, like super androgynous, like loose shirt, curvy, like luscious curls of like blonde locks, and curving like 4 sets of satyr horns. Of course, you know, goat legs to go along with it. As you've heard Tanager yell about this person many times in the guild hall, this is the god Pan.
Lucien's unimpressed.
Did someone say important?
I take it that's him.
Stella just kind of like cocks her head and looks and looks at him and then says to Robbie Ribcage, you weren't wrong. You were meeting a god. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So, Skirmish, in contrast to the undead person, in my village we raise goats all the time. So I am wowed, and I go up to Pan, or the goat man as far as he knows, he doesn't know his name, and I go, oh, it's so great to see you, and I try to scratch him behind the ear, because I know traditional goats like that.
Ooh, she smiles back at you, like fully like curls in and goes, "Oh, Robbie, do you have what I'm looking for?" And he like goes across and pulls a like sack of dust from his rib cage. And he goes, "I got your tickets right here, my friend," and throws the sack to him. Pan takes it. They throw it back, like in a super elegant, like feminine extension, where their hand like goes out way farther, springing from it like a bundle of like flowers in his hand. And you can use whatever pronouns you want. They are incredibly fluid. Robbie just immediately, like a goat, eats the buds of the flowers, and you see like some flesh starts to come back. He is not resurrected, but heavily renewed. You see there's still like a skin flap like that, like he can open to show his exposed bones, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is looking wonderful, my friend. Oh man, and the yokai, they are gonna be all over me."
Not the strangest suspicious exchange I've ever seen.
Stella just kind of like watches this go on, and then she turns to the like she goes to Robbie and says, "Oh yeah, I mean that's a nice new addition." The sunglasses, yeah, you're just about ready to be on a cover too. And then she turns back to the reveler and says, "Oh, so you're the one that Tanager is going on about."
And I suppose... wrong voice. Yes, and I suppose you're the one that he has mentioned 3 times. How are you doing, Stella?
Ooh, I'm famous.
I know that came off as rude, because I can be a little bit of a beast.
Lucien's just straight-faced.
Pause for laughter. But he doesn't remember anyone's name. So the fact that he's mentioned you 3 times, honey, you've caught my eye too. In fact, you guys are little FB kittens, right? I got some little cats in my den.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, you could say that.
They're laying on this tomb like a piano, like a lounge singer.
Yeah, Stella's just like basking, reveling, if you will, in the glory.
You see they begin to glow. Like, and in their light, like, you start having a good time as well, and it's just like a circle of good vibes.
I'm gonna offer them a drink. I say, well, I share my heart only with people that I like. So here, you want a drink? Let's see, what's the best one that I have? And then she's gonna rummage around in her portable hole and then offer one to the reveler.
Lenny comes up and like does like the golf caddy thing where he kind of like puts your hand on it. It's like no, this one. you need a whiskey for this hole. The hole being the reveler's mouth.
I see. Lucien's just kind of gonna wander up. Is there anything we could do for you?
Well, seeing as you offered me a drink, I suppose I can offer you a boatload of gold. That's what mortals like, right?
Kind of. I'm very curious about the flowers you gave to that man over there. You seem to heal him. Is that something you just hand about, or something we could find ourselves?
Oh, no, that's a party trick I do. I reverse time.
Oh.
Huh?
No kidding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't heal him. I'm not a healer. I'm not that kind of god.
Interesting.
Call back.
Yeah. But reversing time is one of the funniest things to do at parties. And speaking of funny things to do at parties, and they get close, and like motion to like huddle up.
Okay.
Lucien reluctantly leans in.
Yeah.
You see that I like to make an entrance. I'm a bit of a drama queen. Like, calls out thunder cracks. How would you all like to help me make an entrance at a party?
Sure.
Why not?
I mean, I love parties.
Now, the party you're going to be going to, and as he's talking, he's like smearing dust on your faces, is in a different plane, and they're a bit stuffy there. My magic is not very powerful, and to be blunt, they might beat the crud out of me if I show up there. I'm not the most welcome person there.
Couldn't imagine.
I like to have a good time at parties, and they like to have a bad time at parties.
Mm-hmm.
So, how about you, my little sneaky kittens, crawl in their windows, spill some milk, cause a little havoc and chaos, get people to feel a little bit of joy, a little bit of revelry, as it were, and then, if the correct magical ley lines have been connected through the planes, I can come in at my full power and really get the party going. Does that sound like fun, my kittens?
Well, breaking things is my speciality, so that sounds like a boatload of fun to me.
I hate the rich, so why not?
And I just love parties, and if there's opportunity to make a party better, I'll go for it. And I'm sure these guys will also go for it. Skirmish, who likes breaking things, and Lucien, who wants to eat the rich. Well, I don't know if that's just an expression. I'm rich.
Metaphorically,
Those would be the
I'm
wood
sure.
elves. They're a bit more cannibalistic.
Fair enough. So,
Go
yeah,
wood
I'm
elves.
in.
I do have a question for you, though, Your Majesty. I don't know if that's the right term.
Oh, no,
So,
you can call me your divine presence, from which all pleasure is derived.
okay, your divine presence from which, whom, all, etc. You say you're going to a party full of people that like to have a bad time. That sounds like a terrible party. Why would you want to go to something like that?
Well, honey, why do you think I'm a god? I am here not to heal the world, not to... Well, I guess I'm here to unite people a little bit in partying. Things happen at a good party. People make friends, connections are made, axes or hatchets are buried. Axes, too. You could bury anything at a party. But a bad party, thoughts are had, bad memories are created, and it makes the world a little bit worse. I am not here to wage war on the world so that my clerics are known and visions erected me. I'm here so everybody across all realms has a good effing time.
Well, all right. That's the kind of party I can get behind.
Right. So
You're okay in my book.
Take this, and they begin just taking stuff out of their pockets, which, if anybody who has a casual level of detect magic, these are all, like, relic level divine artifacts.
Oh. Lucien's just sitting there agape.
Go ahead, take these for the night. I'll take them back. I'll give you some baby versions, maybe, if you do a good job. But, what do I have here? Pulls out, like, a bottle of, it says fizzy bitters. And, by the way, he will not explain these, so you can either test them or not. But, these are to create havoc at a party. He takes like a bottle of like you can smell it from here, beautifully scented. Like you smell it and you're like, oh, where is that? Like the smell of bacon cooking for people who eat meat in the morning, where you're just like, where is that coming from? Who's making bacon? Like a handkerchief that is like slightly like dusty, not with like Eckelblem dust, but like a different sort of, looks like stardust or something a god would sneeze. They hand you their flask, which is probably this is a god of revelry's personal flask. So a small piece of folded up paper that they hold with the utmost care, and it's like, be very careful. This is the one thing they do explain. This is the funniest joke in the world.
Ah.
Yeah, how about I take the flask and someone else takes the important piece of paper?
And a small tin of candies. They're like the breath mints, but like those old Altoids they had in like the 90s, 2000s. We were like, this is clearly candy. This is not a breath mint.
I will take the funniest joke in the world, and because I love stories, and that's a good accessory for good storytelling, as well as the handkerchief if nobody else has a problem with that.
Being the alchemist, I'll take the 2 bottles, the fizzy bitters, and the super perfume.
Yeah, I've got my eye on the flask. Definitely gonna take a swing of it at some point.
Anyone want the Altoids?
The flask and the Altoids then, Stella, and then everybody has 2?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
It's good to cover up excessive alcohol from what I've read.
Yeah, these are things that a drug keeps in their pocket.
Understandable. Okay. Yeah, I'll want to ask a couple questions once the reveler is done handing out these trinkets, these godly trinkets.
Yeah, her pockets seem empty. So.
Okay. So, about this party, where is it? You said it's somewhere that people don't really like to party. Is it like, I don't know, is it like some rich person here, somewhere else? Are you going to take them to us?
Oh, no, you're going to present the entrance.
Oh.
And I do believe the party begins in like 12 hours, so go get some rest, get your outfits together. Yeah, it's in a realm called the yokai. And I believe you are familiar with the Eckelblem. You kittens have been fighting them for a few months now, maybe a year. Time is immaterial in Guaso. Yeah, the Eckelblem are very people stuck in their ways, fully so unwilling to change that they are unable to change, quite literally. Hence I've given you these divine relics, which, are beyond, any mortal magic. It takes a lot to get me drunk, okay? My sneezes are powerful.
I'll take your word for it.
My morning breath could splinter wood. This is why I give these to you, my kittens. Open the gateway for me, so to speak. The stars you see at night before the sun arrives in the morning for the great thing that is the day. For that is the thing you sleep through before you party through the night.
I see.
The day gives us rest and nourishment from the workers who go to work, while us revelers, we may party hearty.
Yeah, the nighttime is the best time to do things. I mean,
Yes, that's why you're in a graveyard.
Could also spend the entire night studying, but anyway. I won't kill the mood.
He just, you see, almost like he's been stabbed with a dagger at the side. Ah! Nerd! Ah!
Lucien has a devious little smirk.
My friend, you're going to need to get 4 to 5 of your friends together and have a study party at the very least. I will give you gold for pizza.
Hey, I have the best study parties. I went to this prestigious school of magic for 40 years, and I never learned how to write magic spells.
You see his wound begins to heal.
Yeah.
And he gives you 7 silver and 8 copper for pizza later.
I see.
Okay,
I'll just take it.
So
Please add it to your character sheet. Be important later if you need pizza.
I believe
Absolutely.
Pizza, very important. Oh yeah. So as for people at this party, what are they like? Any people we should look out for? Yeah.
Nope. Everyone can give me an insight check.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this works so well. I got a natural 20, so 21.
Ooh.
I got a 12.
I have a 14.
So usually when they tier off checks, they call like around a 30 godly. This is a literal god. So I was setting the DC at 30. And then Stella went ahead and nat 20'd me. So respect the crit. Yeah, there's someone important. And it's not so much you have the right words to say, but you have the perfect timing to get in a question. Like, I don't know if you ever shucked an oyster before, but if you get it at just the right angle, it's very easy. You try to go from any other angle, it's impossible. But this insight gives you that perfect timing to ask one question of a god that they
Okay.
clearly don't want to answer.
In that case, I will ask. She's gonna raise her eyebrows and say, "Ooh, someone special then. Is it like romantic partners? You want us to help you seduce someone? What's the deal? This is juicy."
Ew, gross. No, that's not what this is. Just make the party entrance. And he starts trotting away into the sky.
Does he seem embarrassed?
He seems deeply grossed out by the idea that this could be a romantic liaison.
So someone who isn't. So there is someone, but who isn't a romantic partner. Interesting. Okay, I guess we have to look out for who that person is.
Power
And,
struggle,
just-
perhaps?
The phrasing was, you know that's my person who's important.
Skirmish wishes his insight was better.
I mean, I can give one passing insight at the end, and I will lower the check from Godly because Stella emotionally cracked the veneer. So this one is much more reasonable. Still high, but makeable.
Okay. Well then.
Feel free to make it if you so choose.
Oh, I got an 18.
Oh, did anyone else want to make one? That was open to the table.
Lucien's book smart.
Okay. Skirmish, I don't remember. What is your family structure? Do you have like a wife and stuff?
I am a single man. I was going to get married probably after I left the military. However, I got caught up in some false charges brought against me, death penalty type of stuff, escape and flee for my life type of situation. So I haven't really settled down.
Okay. Well, taking your 18 and that with your backstory, you would guess this is some sort of close, immediate family member that the Reveler is talking. That's my brother, that's my sister, that's my mother,
Okay.
like, you know, like something
Not
like
trying
that.
to set them up romantically with a family member.
Exactly. Like the idea, like, oh,
Okay.
is this a romantically? Ew, no, that's. And then was like, they
Yeah.
caught themselves before they said the exact relation. But you would say with an
Okay.
18, this is some sort of immediate family.
Yeah, I've got a sister. I definitely do not view her in that way, so I get it.
Well, should be easy enough to spot him.
Family member of the Reveler. Yeah, that makes things more interesting.
Cool. So you guys, Robbie Ribcage is out of here. He hops in, like on a nightmare that's hooked up to a small chariot with like a cover, like looks a little bit like a hot rod. And then like literally peels out on a chariot of fire. The Reveler has trotted off, like he was stepping like on piano keys up into the sky. And it made little like tinkling sounds, like ding ding dong ding ding dong. It's like they ran away, and no one is helping you bury the rest of these corpses.
I'm just gonna cast Disintegrate.
Yeah, I was about to just before Stella goes ahead and does that, Lucien's just gonna pull out a couple vials of oil from his duster and just start tossing them into the pile.
Oh, okay. So maybe burn and then disintegrate.
Yeah, that's true. Disintegrate is like they dissolve. Yeah, I'll toss some fire in there as well. Molotovs.
I mean, it's on brand with fire-breathing kittens.
Yeah. Toss a bunch of oil, firebolt it, it's all good.
Nice.
Cool, so you guys just dispose of the body. Full long night's rest.
Yes, during that night, Lucien will probably be spending half the time sleeping and the other half the time working on a few little projects to share in the morning.
Anything of note, or would you like it to be a surprise?
We'll leave it as a surprise. I'm sure they'll be revealed very soon.
Skirmish, are you up to anything in the evening?
I'm just going to write a letter to my parents. I recently reconciled with them, so I feel safer communicating with them. So I'm just writing them a letter, telling them about my latest exploits as a fire-breathing kitten.
Very sweet. I want the FPK Guildhall to have one of those Harry Potter-style places to keep birds to send messages.
An aviary.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you head up to the aviary and, like, wistfully look at the, 2 a.m. moon, thinking of where your parents... Are they in town?
Oh, no, they live on a different continent. So my village is in the nation of Shafaxton? No, well, anyway, it's far away. It'll take the bird quite a long time. But they're under the same moon, so we have that in common.
The bird looks at the destination and just
God damn.
And imagine
Me?
it's like a sparrow. That would be really funny.
I know, like, they, look at the albatross across the aviary from them, and they're like, they can lock their wings! Why are you making me... Oh! Takes off over the ocean.
I say, I believe in you! I shout as it flies away.
It
It's the
says
cheaper
back in
post.
common, I don't care. You better tip.
All right.
Yeah. I
he's
would
gonna-
definitely. Oh yeah.
I was just gonna riff. The bird arrives and your parents just moved a few days before. You get a letter that's like, hey, hon, we're moving next door. Okay, sorry, Stella, go ahead. I'm making myself laugh here. Whatever, I'm the DM. I am God.
Yes. Yeah, like we just met a god, so that was fun. Well, I'm gonna wait to test out the flask. I'm gonna test it out when I'm back with my friends, but I am going to like rest, think about what outfit I'm gonna wear, and then of course when I wake up I'm gonna start pre-gaming. So, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you sip the flask first, or...
No, I'm gonna wait to do that until I'm back with my friends in case something really funny
Okay.
Ridiculous happens. Okay.
Yep.
It's good protocol.
On a,
So you're
on a
like Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, on a similar note, actually, Lucien would definitely, deep down inside, he doesn't want to spoil the surprise too much, but he'd probably use some of his arcana knowledge to try and figure out what the bottle of fizzy bitters and the perfume, might do. Maybe just like a rough idea, so not like full identify.
I'm going to say this is, like, the Reveler is not a god of subtlety.
Mm-hmm.
So just slap me with an Arcana check. Like, it's pretty easy because their magic is so powerfully applied indelicately. Like, if you just threw a bunch of paint at a wall, that's
Uh-huh.
how they apply their magic to things.
Yeah, so on that note, what does the 26 get me?
Okay, so 26 is good enough to the origin of this item.
Oh my.
I'll start with that just for a little bit of flavor. This comes directly from some sort of god of air. Like, the bitters, the fizzy, the little bit of carbonation that this will add to something will produce an involuntary gust of wind spell, like, as burping from someone's mouth if they were to drink. So if you put a little bit of this in a drink, you will have burps so powerful that is the effect of a gust spell. So things will get knocked off tables, people will get knocked down, like, damage could be potentially incurred. But these are powerful fizzy bitters.
Beneath Lucien's good and proper facade, there's like an evil smirk.
Would you like to check out
Yeah, I'll check out the perfume as well, and I'll slip the fizzy bitters into my potion, one of my potion pockets in my duster.
You feels like you've carefully examined. There is the slightest vibration to the bottle. Like, it's not, like, visibly shaking on the table, but, like, as you've been, like, closely looking at it, you're like, oh, this is fizzy. Arcana for the,
Right, yes.
for the perfume.
That's a 24.
Cool. So, it didn't break a 25. You don't know the origin of this. But, it took you an extra 45 to do this Arcana check, because you just kept getting distracted by the shape of the bottle and like the smell of it. Like, this is essentially an incredibly powerful love potion that can be applied as an aerosol.
Oh no. Oh no.
And the target, like, depending on how much, think of it like the reverse of Axe body spray.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, one little thing, you're like, fine, whatever. But if you are, like, spraying yourself down with it, you're like, oh my god, that reeks.
Mm-hmm.
This works in reverse, where a crowd of people will be like, that is... Like, the way it works in Axe body spray commercials.
Note to self, don't combine them together, because the air burst with the aerosol is going to just ruin the... Well,
I mean,
it wouldn't ruin it
or
in the...
do.
Or do, right?
You don't know the landscape of this party yet. But, yeah, you know you have an incredibly powerful aerosol love potion. And, just because you did really good and you're an artificer, same target multiple times basically increases the radius. The effect is always the same.
I see.
You don't get somebody more lovable, but it goes out farther.
Gotcha. Well then, Lucien's gonna pinch the bridge of his nose and finally get some sleep after studying half the night.
Yeah, but, like, what if you didn't go to sleep and you just, like, smelled that bottle some more?
Let's roll a will save here. That's over a 20. Lucien knows how to manage his time.
Yeah, just those thoughts of like, whoa, that stuff's strong. Like,
Probably dreaming about it, but
yeah. Anybody else? Any pre-bed activities, or you sent your letter?
I would like to, speaking of examining these very magical items, I do have a property where I get to explore, what is it called? Magic awareness, just to see what magical properties the handkerchief and the joke have, and then I want to read the joke, so I'm prepared to tell the joke.
Okay. So we're gonna start with the. So same thing. Give me some arcanas, or does it your ability? Could you read the wording? Like, does it allow you just to know it?
It says, as an action, you may open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover. And when I sense a spell, I learn the school of magic it belongs to. So it's more of like a detect magic type thing.
I'll allow you to take advantage on an arcana if you combine those abilities.
Perfect.
Or not combine, but...
That'll be good. I got a 14.
This thing will make you sneeze real hard in a bunch. Like, incapacitatingly so. Like, it's hard for you to deal with. Like, you imagine if somebody sneezed and you handed this to them, they would be stuck sneezing for a very...
Nice.
And you want to read the funniest joke in the world.
Yes, I want to equip it for future situations.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, perfect.
This is just so now that it's already on the table, this is a eldritch horror level of funny.
Oh my god.
I got a 3.
oof.
Everyone is awoken through the guild hall and probably like the surrounding city block at Skirmish's painful, uproarious laughter. You see, it is keeping him just above the brink of death. Just enough oxygen is getting into his system to keep him alive. But he is fully and completely incapacitating, laughing his frickin' A off for about 2 hours.
Oh, there goes the rest of the sleep I was going to have tonight.
Skirmish, what you saw was blinding lights and shapes as the possibilities of what could be humor in your paltry human mind were ripped open turned inside out into a cosmic whoopee cushion that then made a fart noise so reverberatory that your soul was shaken out of its body and back into. This was the funniest joke you've ever heard.
This sounds
Cannot
like
wait to tell people this.
this sounds like the "you'll never laugh again" kind of type stuff.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, once you've had Kobe beef, you cannot eat at Arby's.
So now that you know this, I really want to increase what's your charisma score?
Hold on a second. It's total charisma is 12.
You know what? It won't do anything. I bump you to 13.
Oh,
You have gotten permanently more funny. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Would you like to internalize this joke to increase your charisma score at the risk of breaking your own mind, potentially lowering your wisdom?
absolutely, yes.
Okay, cool. Can I get a charisma saving throw?
All right.
Oh no.
I got a 4.
Oh, honey, your brain broke.
I barely use it, so it's okay.
What was your wisdom before?
10.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm just gonna lower it to 9.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's you roll the dice. That's what happens.
I know we're pretty late in the season. If you would like to attempt to redo this, I will give you this check as a magical item.
How do you mean?
Just if you want to study this joke and attempt it with future DMs, you can further try to break your brain or increase your funniness.
Oh, okay.
Just
Gambling.
just as the one silver lining.
Okay. No, perfect. That sounds good.
I feel bad for lowering a stat to a negative number.
Hey, no problem. I took the risk, and it was a funny joke. I mean, you can't
It's
deny
really
it.
funny. I mean, you can never explain it,
he's
but you
now
know
really
this is
funny.
inherently funny.
You don't need to explain it. It's perfect.
That's true. If you have to explain it, it's not.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That is the concept that breaks your brain.
Awesome.
But you do know this thing inside and out now. It works as a 15-foot cone effect to anyone who looks at it and speaks any sort of communicative language. So, like, even a dog doesn't speak common would still find this joke funny.
What will it do to them? I guess just incapacitate them with laughter?
Yeah, that's mainly what it does. Unless they try to understand the joke and then they get the same offer. Yeah.
Oh, I'm crazy about this. This is well worth losing my brain.
this is how you get into addicted to gambling away your stats.
Yep.
I'm already down to
I'm
negative
more of a-
9. I can't lose again, at least for the next one. Let's go.
Yeah, no problem. It doesn't take that many smarts to swing a hammer. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
That was my bet, basically. I was like, well, he's got another free stat point then. Cool. Stell.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, since everyone's already kind of tried these magical items or tried to figure them out, Stella's not going to wait. She really wants to see what's in this god's flask. So what she's going to do is, she's going to take a swig of it.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. So I rolled a 4, but added +9, so 13.
Wow.
Oof. Still too low, unfortunately. You are the most you've ever been without a tinge of sickness.
Oh, I love
You
this.
still make all of the same horrible decisions that an incredibly drunk person would make, but you don't get alcohol poisoning, basically. You wake up and you've absolutely slashed your bangs. You wrote a bunch of stuff on a mirror and then broke it. You look at your speaking stone and everyone you've even had a passing crush on you've called. Like, you did every drunk mistake a drunk person. Skirmish was sneezing. You went into his room because he was being loud, tried to start a fight with him.
We're going to get kicked out of the
That
guild
is so
hall.
funny.
Just absolutely mean girled Lucien when he was trying to read a book. He kicked you out of his room, and then you flew outside of his window and was just like, reading sucks.
That That is so funny. I guess one of the bad decisions I would have made was I'm gonna give Lenny one of the candies. See what it does.
Oh, one of the Altoids. Here we go.
Yes.
Oh no, Okay, well, let me make a saving throw for him first. Give the man some credit. Okay. He actually passes his saving throw. And he just, like, looks at you, Stella, and goes, I would be honest, Stella. I really want to tell you about this time that I embarrassed myself in church. I had an upset stomach. I vomited all over the cleric. And I want to tell you a bunch more embarrassing things. What I'm getting at is don't give me any more of those candies.
And then Stella being drunk is like, just her duality is just amplified to the point where at some point she's like, I don't care, but then she's like, one really embarrassing thing that I did was was once I tried to prank my brother and then ended up getting fired from a job because I almost killed someone. She like goes off and
As one does.
Yep. And yeah, that is pretty funny. And she usually stays with Willie at the Goodfellow place. She wakes up in some random stranger's apartment for sure. Probably maybe not even a random stranger. Probably Walter Tebow.
Either way, Lenny is doing that like rural farmer sitting on his porch with a shotgun thing with a crossbow, like next to wherever you've passed out, just like nope, and then once he sees you're back awake, he explains to you basically like, those candies seem to function like a truth serum, but like the kind that makes you spout truth like in movies, not the kind where you just can't tell lies.
Okay, interesting. So
no those secrets? Are like, I'm calling them looking glass candies, where you become like, a clean mirror.
Oh, good thing I didn't take one of those. I have way too many secrets.
Yeah, you kept trying to take them from me. I had to get a very long stick.
That explains these marks. Oh yeah, did I try to touch that that iron rod again? Ugh, damn it, that's why I have burns on me now.
Yeah, you see there's just a bunch of broken 10-foot poles that he's been, like, poking you back into bed with. But with that, everyone's had their magical arsenal explained to them. Mm-hmm. Everything except for the funniest joke in the world, and I swear to God, this was pre-planned, does have limited use. So, like, you can only mark so many people with these. Mm-hmm. And who you mark with them. Like, me personally, as a DM, like, as a guy, I don't like gaslighting pranks. Like, when somebody, like, the idea of, like, oh, we moved all the stuff in your room around, and then are pretending it didn't happen. I find that very not funny. Now, if you put a cream pie in my face, I find that very funny. So, the application of these artifacts in a party sense is very important, because the wrong application might just breed frustration and anger, while the correct application is a fun party joke.
I see.
So, you kind of all get that in mind, like, Skirmish, you and the funniest joke in the world, you realize, like, yeah, this could be pretty good to knock somebody out laughing for a while, The fizzy bitters, like knocking stuff around, like if you were out in a forest having a burping contest on a camping trip, that's hysterical. Like, Stella, obviously, alcohol that makes you drunk and not sick. If you have a party sitter, that's a good time, But for somebody who doesn't like the feeling of alcohol, or doesn't find burps to be funny, or doesn't like the idea of being incapacitated for 2 hours, even though it is mind-bendingly hysterical. These are delicate, magical artifacts to be treated with a party level of reverence.
Who doesn't like burp humor?
I imagine bullywogs for some reason, where they're like, hey man, that's what our language sounds like. You're being very rude right now.
Alright.
Cool. So, with that known, these lessons learned, you get your appropriate night's rest, even with all the drunken rest. Meet up, guild hall in the morning, or...
No. Lucien will be sitting down at the table waiting for the other two to finally come down whenever they do. Feet up on the table, a bunch of random items thrown across.
Very important as well, Stella, no hangover.
Wow. This is like the best thing that Stella's ever had in her life.
Yeah, it's like what the god of parties drinks.
Yeah, it'll be hard to make her part with that. She's a dragon who hoards like quality alcohol. This is like the masterpiece of her hoard.
Yeah, people throw the term ambrosia around a lot. This is one of the closest things to ambrosia. Cool, but take it away, gang.
Well, I will say I will sleep in, because 2 hours of straight laughter, you need to sleep that off. It's exhausting. So I probably wake up, I usually wake up around 6:15 or so. I'll go ahead and sleep until 7, and then I'll wake up and have my breakfast ale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Lucien sees Skirmish coming down the stairs, he kind of kicks the table a bit, which knocks a bottle with an interesting blue liquid and a pair of boots into the air, and he mage hands them over to Skirmish. And, well, since you decided to keep me up for about 2 hours last night, I decided to make you a couple things that might help us out here. The blue juice will probably make you smash things a bit harder than normal, and those boots will help you not seem like a 300-pound man stomping around on the dance floor.
Lucien, I know we just met, but I will say you process emotions in the healthiest way possible. You could have been extremely angry, and I've got a joke to tell you later. Don't let me forget that.
I'm genuinely terrified.
Thank you. These gifts, I didn't expect that at all. So thank you. Can I buy you an ale, or what do you like for breakfast?
I've probably already made my breakfast at this point, but don't worry. I'll cash in my favors when it's time later. I never forget things like this.
Perfect.
He says,
and I slap him on the back just a little bit too hard, like, all right, you got it, buddy.
Yeah, the ominous tone of what he just said is followed by like a lighter frown.
Oh, no problem. I've lost a little mental capacity, so I don't pick it up at all. Just like, all right, sounds good.
Just big huff.
Yeah, and then Stella just walks in, absolute hot mess.
Wow.
Like with like clothes pretty torn, but obviously like not wardrobe malfunction torn. Nearly there. And yeah, just like hair an absolute mess. Just like usually it's straight and like in place, but now it's like almost curly. And yeah, just like makeup ran and looks like she makes it look like an art form somehow, but yeah, absolute hot mess. And Lenny's just like absolutely just bedraggled. Probably dark circles under his eyes, didn't get any sleep.
Yeah, he's been slamming these 1 hour rest potions, which are like an expensive item that effectively gives you a short rest. And he just dumps a bag of about 8 of them into a trash can in the guild hall.
Yeah, Stella bought them for him.
Lucien just kind of rubs his brow.
He spends a lot of his income on those.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Stella and Lenny come down. Lucien rubs his brow and grabs another potion and a ring this time. Walks over and just dumps them into Stella's hands and kind of says, assuming we don't get kicked out of the guild hall for everything you did last night,
what?
you'll have to pay me back for some of the stuff you're doing. Well, I was trying to study. But in the meantime...
What did I do?
Oh, I'm sure you'll get your ear talked off by everyone in the surrounding area.
You look across to the bartender who just points her finger at the ceiling, and you see you've burned Stella Argentine into the ceiling with frostfire.
So as I'm drinking my ale and I'm tilting the mug back, I'm looking up at the ceiling and I see Stella Argentine burnt into the ceiling. I'm like, nice penmanship. Very good, Stella. And I raise a glass to her like, hey, nice job.
She raises the reveler's flask, and she's just like, that was after one sip of that. I don't even know what I did, but I know it was amazing. She just like flips her hair and just gets a bit more tangled. I don't know. How much gold do you want? You want me to throw gold at you?
It's gonna take some, I think, to repair this place, but yeah, I take it you guys decided to directly experiment with your gifts.
Did you not experiment with yours then?
No, they're utterly vicious, actually, since I decided to research them before I cracked open the bottles, but I'm sure they can be put to some very mischievous ends once time comes. Worry not. And Lucien's gonna go back to the table he's been sitting at for the last 4 hours, pocket one last potion that was on it, and what looks like a monocle, and slip it into his pocket. And for Stella, the potion you have makes you a bit more swift in every aspect. You know, you might be a slightly better dancer, slightly faster runner, all the other things. And the ring is that it lets you regain a spell slot of up to level 3 whenever you wish to use it.
Yeah, she kind of like examines the ring and just like, ooh, very nice. This fits you pretty well, doesn't it? Like kind of shows you.
As Stella asks that, I whisper to her, I think he's proposing.
I mean, I just met you. That kind of stuff happens in fairy tales, but like, I'm gonna need to get to know you a bit better.
Yeah,
Plus, I don't know.
good.
There's someone that I just
Good
can't get
choice.
out of my head, and not the person I was at last night. Definitely not.
I
Lenny-
comfort Lucien because he looks rejected. I assume he's just heartbroken because he's trying to propose to Stella,
He's
and
just
she's
fed
just
up.
like, no way. And so I put my hands on his shoulders very gently. I'm like, there, it's okay. We're gonna make it through. It's okay.
Yes,
Lenny, before you can emote, runs up with a scroll and is like, hey, bud, I'm sorry, there's actually a list. And he does that cartoon thing where he rolls it out and it goes like 4 feet away from him. And he goes, I could put you on it, bud, but I'm going to be honest, a lot of people got to die before you get that ring finger. I gotta tell you, my friend.
on the
And
wrong
honestly,
day, I'd...
I want some of them to die. Oh, he's crying. He looks, Skirmish, he's crying.
Oh no, it's okay. I give him a nice warm embrace, and I haven't showered, so I've got a little bit of funk on me. But I hope he doesn't mind, and I just hug him. It's like, it's okay, buddy. She's a great lass, but it'll be okay.
Lucien,
Yes.
you feel that perfume in your pocket, and you're like, this stuff is too strong.
Oh, no.
Everyone is caring about me. Yeah, you realize, like, oh no, I have to spray someone with this.
Lucy is just absolutely fed up, and it's like 7 a.m. The day hasn't even started.
Everyone is really concerned with Lucien's emotional state.
He's just deadpan staring out the window. All right. Well, considering everyone's in this down and out mood, maybe we should go to this party, huh? And not give me all this attention.
Well, what time does that? That's get yourself out there. That's a great way to get over this loss. There's plenty of fish in the sea. This party is the perfect solution for this heartbreak. I will be your wingman, and I will help you, and we're gonna get all dudded up. And I don't even like wearing fancy clothes, but I'll do it for you.
Yes, those boots should alter themselves to match whatever outfit you decide to wear later. And just for reference, Stella, the ring fits because I designed it to change to fit to the perfect size for any wearer. So hold your horses.
Aw, thank you. That is great. Yeah, I didn't know that you were proposing to me. That was Skirmish who suggested that whole thing, but you know.
Hey, Stella, give him some space, okay? You've done enough, and I know you're a great girl,
Okay.
but he needs some time to heal.
Woe
okay?
is me.
Yeah, Stella, jeez, give him a break.
She just like blushes and she's just like, oh my god, why does this keep on happening?
So thank you for the boots. Do you know any good tailors? I know we've got contacts, but I don't really know where to get a suit.
I'm a bit better with wood and metal than I am cloth, but we're in a town. There has to be somebody around that can throw up a last-minute suit. Right?
Hey, I know a guy.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I've got a tailor at the Argentine Manor. I just haven't been there a while, so I'm just gonna go to my other tailor. Oh, yeah, and I think he also does stuff for another Fire-Breathing Kittens member, Cosmos. You guys like starry stuff? He's really good at making starry stuff.
Maybe he can make you a nice kilt.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I like the security that pants provides. Kilt, a little bit too free-flowing, personally, for me.
Isn't that the whole point of the party? To get loose?
Well, no, I'm here for you, man. I'm your wingman. Maybe you need a kilt.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, Skirmish, you are without clothes aside for just pants, right?
Just pants.
So-
And I wear it, truth be told, I wear a dot under the pants in case I lose my pants for.
But the security that pants provide is enough where you can abscond from all other clothing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
absolutely.
might of the pants.
No
All right,
belt.
cool.
Yeah. I am wearing a belt.
Ah, okay.
It is, but more for, it's a magical belt, and it helps me a bit stronger, I will admit.
I see.
So you're juicing.
Absolutely.
All right.
So what time does this party start? Did anybody get any information about the party specifically?
No, I don't think so.
Like where it is, or how we get there, or what we wear? Like, is it a pool party? That's a very different situation than a fancy outfit party.
You're right. Mhm.
From what I remember the Reveler telling us, I think it was pretty fancy. Like, to me, I'm getting the kind of stuck-up nobles vibe.
Yeah, I did
so
as well.
definitely something that you want to dress nicely for, to fit in. As for where it's going to be, he said the yokai. So that would be the only way you can get there is, I think, by portal, by dust. And I'm not sure if the Reveler is going to be taking us there, or if we have to make our own. I don't know where it is, so I'm assuming that the Reveler will just come and get us when the time comes or something.
You do remember he smeared all your faces with dust.
Oh,
Oh, no.
And your experience is make a circle. So
so what kind of dust was it?
it was apparently special dust that needed to be delivered by a dead guy.
Okay.
Because you know it's not that hard to come by Echoblum Dusk, especially now that they've been in Elm for a while. It's kind of filling up the corners of the streets and stuff like that. In some areas of the town where they're more like pronounced, like the more arts districts of different towns, it almost sits like fallen snow, like the gutters and things like that.
Huh.
So the idea that he got it from someone, would without an insight check be like, this is some kind of special dust.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't supposed to be there, so this is maybe like hacked dust that will let us break in where we're not supposed to.
Yeah, probably.
It's powder.
In my experience, I have actually made portals to the yokai before. So what you have to do is you have to like make a perfect circle with them, and then like hold hands and skip in a circle and sing. I'm not sure if the skipping in a circle part was necessary, but definitely singing. You had to like reach a certain harmony in order to be teleported to wherever you want to go. And I'm guessing the dust that's on our faces will direct us to where we want to go.
So after Stella says this, I lean over to Lucien holding my mug, and I say, I think she's pranking us, because I think she just wants us to dance around and sing, and that's not really my scene.
Well, we're going to a party, so we might have to suffer it anyway.
Well, for you, man, to heal your broken heart, I will do it.
Lucien seems almost done at this point, but he sighs and pats Skirmish on the back. You know what? I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm here for you, bro.
But yeah, I mean, this dust is pretty versatile. You can literally use it to go anywhere.
All right.
Cool. So, with that, do you guys want to get ready for the party? Maybe some party outfits?
Lucien is already holding like a little circlet. Kind of, he's been spinning it around in his finger a bit while everyone's just been doing their thing.
Let's go Lucien, Skirmish, and then Stella. Tell me how you're prepping for the party.
Yeah, Lucien's kind of while the other two are getting ready, Lucien spends about an hour messing around, tinkering, casting a couple spells on this little circlet that he happens to have. It's just an old heirloom. And by the time it's done, it has a faint glow, and then he just puts it on his head, and essentially, kind of a flash goes over him, his glasses disappear, his hair gets straightened out and done up in all these lovely elven loops and braids, and his duster goes from being like a dirty old brown duster to one made of like the finest silks, and it has silver and bronze fillery. All of his clothes are very dressy all of a sudden, and his prosthetic, which was like shoddily scraped together wood and scrap metal, is now like almost like a winter soldier type, completely silver and bronze arm all the way down. And he's sort of just, after the hour of working, it happens in like 2 seconds, and he's just waiting for everybody else at this point, reading a book back on that same table that he's claimed.
So Skirmish observes this incredible transformation, and I am completely wowed. And I search for something to write on, and I get like a coaster from the bar and a quill, and I start making notes about like, oh man, that looks fantastic, and I'm starting to write notes as far as what I want to do. And so then I make my way to the Argentine Manor, because I've been there. She helps me. She was helping me with swim lessons before, so I know my way there by heart. And I get there and say, Stella says there is a tailor here that can help. And they whisk me inside, and there's a tailor that starts making measurements and asking all kinds of particular questions, like what I want. And I said, I'm going to a party. It's going to be super fancy. I need a fancy suit. And so I'm expecting like a 3-piece suit or tuxedo or something like that. But apparently, because I say it's a super fancy party, he makes me a 13-piece suit. And there's just a ridiculous amount of just, like, I'd only wear pants, so this is very new for me. But like, each pant leg is different, like as far as it's a different piece of fabric, but it matches very well. It's this periwinkle colored suit with light pinstripes, and then I've got this extremely puffy shirt, and it's extremely uncomfortable because I don't wear shirts. So, but it's like a shirt, a vest, a second vest, a coat, a scarf, and then like a hat, but then there's another smaller hat under the main hat. And it's just like, oh no, darling, this is the style of the day. And I'm just overwhelmed, but I'm like, well, if I'm going to help Lucien with his heart, I got to dress nice. And so, and then I get the boots that he gave me, and I put them on my feet, and magically they match the color of the suit I'm wearing. And so there's this beautiful periwinkle pinstripe outfit. And then after about 2 to 3 hours, I make my way back. And I do have a duster like Lucien, because I thought that was the coolest part of his outfit. And everything I've got in my backpack, I put in the duster, because it's got like these magical pockets that can hold all my stuff. And I want to bring my hammer, shield, etc. Put them in there. And then I come back and I'm like, huh?
I see. Matching-ish.
Only the best for you, my man.
Only thing cooler than one guy in a duster, 2 guys in matching dusters, and one of them's wearing a backpack.
That's awesome. Skirmish, did you tell Stella that you're going to the Argentine estate?
Well, no.
Okay.
I should. I'm not a very good communicator. Something happened last night, and my head isn't exactly right anymore. But I just heard Taylor, Argentine Manor, and I just went there. You know, I should communicate better. That's a better way to establish relationships. But I'll get there. I'm sorry. I'll keep practicing.
Yeah, and Skirmish, to clarify, you've lost no intelligence. You just merely
wisdom.
see that the strings of the universe can be manipulated in such a way where wouldn't it potentially be funnier if you didn't tell her?
Yes, everything becomes a joke now.
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
like,
very exciting.
It's not
like,
everything
oh.
becomes a joke. It's not a madness, but just that little itching feeling of like, but it would be funny though. Maybe if I was a little less wise, this would be a little more funny.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a great party.
Yes. So, yeah, like the way that Stella gets ready is, yeah, she doesn't know that Skirmish is going to the Argentina State, or she would have gone too. She goes to a tailor that she met in town in Nikamui, who designed Cosmos mask. He has a really cool celestial mask, and she wants to go for like a starry dress theme with like just silver, blue, purple, like that kind of aesthetic. Dark blue velvet and like these kind of gauzy other layers. Like it's a dress with a bunch of layers. And she also has like these off the shoulder sleeves that extend all the way to the floor. Yeah, she pays top dollar for this. Like she spends her entire paycheck that she got from like modeling, appearing on the cover of like magazines and stuff. She spends that all on this dress and the jewelry, even though she's really light on jewelry. All she wears is the ring Lucien gave her, her amulet of health, which is actually like contains a demon soul apparently, and that gives her health. She got that from gambling. Oh, funny story. She wears bracers of defense.
Hey, let me out of here.
As well. No, your soul serves to give me more constitution.
All right, I'm amenable to that.
She has it like designed and makes sure to cut it a little bit to make it nicer.
Hey, nicest house I ever lived in.
Exactly, but yeah, she just goes all out. And is Lenny going with her to this party?
Is Lenny going with her?
Oh, if he wants to come, then of course. Like she's gonna pay for his outfit too. She's gonna let him have whatever outfit he wants.
Okay. Lenny got the most stunning black and silver suit he could. So it's like all black, like black undershirt, stunning silver tie, like super expensive silver cufflink. He got his hair trimmed, slicked back neat, and took some of his extra money to get a Blackwood flip out crossbow. And he has both regular bolts and tranquilizers in case somebody gets uppity or if he needs to put Miss Stella down quickly.
Oh my god, yes. And Stella thinks that, like, she doesn't have a very high wisdom score either. It's just like a 12, so she just thinks, ooh, I'm gonna have a bodyguard too, not knowing that the tranquilizer darts are probably for her.
Hey, Miss Stella, I know you're not much for jewelry, but, I don't know, I doodled this, and he pulls out, like, you see, like, he puts out his hand, and he's wearing a signet ring, and he puts out a little box, and he goes, hey, everybody's giving you rings today. I had this weeks ago, and he shoots a little look at Lucien. But he has made a, like, little family sigil, but just for Stella.
Oh my god, that is...
Like, it's not an Argentine symbol, it's just for you. And you see he has a matching... Hey, how's Stella, right? To the stars.
Oh my god, that is so sweet, Letty. You are like the best. Yeah. She's gonna put it on.
Hey, shut up. You don't know how much to pay your workers, and I got a slush fund now, so you know, whatever. And he flips out his crossbow real cool.
Lucien just looks over and raises an eyebrow with the signature look of elven superiority.
Yeah, Stella's like half dark elf, so she doesn't really get it. I mean, she was raised by a dragon who was pretending to be an elf but not doing a very good job at it. So she's just like oh yeah, elven stuff. She tries to match Lucien, but probably fails because she's just like, I don't know how to do this elven stuff. And
right, you just keep doing the blue steel pouty face instead of like an actual look of elven superiority.
and then she does her look of dragon superiority, which is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just like
Lenny
extremes.
loads up a trank. I'm playing him like a Jurassic Park ranger.
That's great.
I mean, it's pretty accurate. But yeah, like looking at Skirmish, does she recognize the work of her tailor?
Yeah. I will say yes. Like, it takes you, like, at first glance, you're not immediately like, oh. But, like, you get a little closer and you look at the stitching and, like, some of the way... Like, the pattern is, like, new and fresh and innovative. But, like, the way it's put together, like, it takes you a moment. But then you're like, wait, I think That what's the tailor's name? Glubelglotz?
Maybe Stella. He's been in her house for like 60 years, but Stella never like learned his name. She always just went by calling him the tailor. So she just got so used to that became the name.
So he finds it a little bit frustrating, but his name actually is Taylor Stitchings. And he knows you're saying it the other way, but he can't call you out on it because he's like, I can't see the way she's spelling it. But yeah, this seems like Taylor's work.
And I'm just gonna be like, oh, Skirmish, you went to the tailor? Nice. Okay, you know what? It's gonna be on me. All right, like I'll call them later and stuff and say it's on me.
Oh, no, they insisted I was going to pay. And I said, no, Stella will take care of it. And I was so impressed with your generosity. You've helped me so much. And with this new suit, although very confining, it's beautiful.
Yeah, well, that takes care of that then. I don't even need to call them. Yay. Lucien, you look really good. That's amazing. Like what you did with your arm and like with the suit. Great.
Is it a bit much? This isn't really my kind of environment, so I don't know. This is just an idea I had on the spot.
I don't know, is this a bit much? And then she twirls and like her absolute like thousands of gold dress with like star patterns and stuff just like twirls with her.
There's like paper thin like fishing line almost, so like when you twirl, little bits of the stardust come up so it looks like you're kicking up stardust as you twirl.
For anyone else, I'd say yes.
I'm sorry. I go to comfort Lucien again because Stella's looking like a knockout, and I'm like, I know this is hard. She is beautiful. We're gonna make it, buddy. Let's just get to the party. We'll be all right.
Oh, right. Two things I forgot to mention.
Lucien just like checks his duster pocket for that bottle, the mega super love potion perfume, and has like internal calls from the void and just puts it away.
Yeah, like you realize you've been subconsciously checking on this bottle like every 15 seconds. Like, even you are like, ooh, I love this smell. Like, is it still in my pocket? Yeah, it's still in my pocket.
Restraint.
Yeah.
Must show restraint.
I like completely forgot to mention the hairstyle. Like, if anyone's watched Spy X Family, like Your Forager, she has like the two front sections, the really long front sections, then like the bangs and then the hair up. That's what Stella has. Plus she's wearing stilettos, of course.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to say the Afro guy with glasses. Cool. So, I mean, shoot, you guys are dressed to the nines. Like, I'll say it's a little early, but you don't know the time dilation between, like, are you guys want to hit the party?
If the key is espionage, getting there a little early might not be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to practice code words with my team. Like, hey, we should come up with some phrase or something if one of us is in a bad situation, or we should follow somebody or something, or what should we do?
I take it none of you have some type of telepathy?
Oh no.
I do have the ability to say something just to one person, and she's gonna cast message, just to first Lucien. She's gonna say she's just gonna like cover her hand with her mouth, and say like she doesn't speak, but you can hear her say, yeah, like this. I can give that as a code word, but oh wait, I can do it twice. And then she's going to twin spell, use a sorcery point, and then do it for both Skirmish and Lucien. Say, yeah, you guys can probably hear me, but you can't see me saying anything.
Why don't we do this hypothetically so you don't have to burn a sorcery point before we go into the intro?
Oh, okay. I mean, I could do that.
What's a nice DM?
Yeah. I mean, look,
It's concerning that we need to conserve class resources.
That was a pure flavor move, but I would have held you to the rails later on.
I see.
So I just wanted to highlight that. Like, I mean, if you want to burn it now for the effect, feel free. but had no sympathy.
Other than that, do either of you know Celestial or Infernal, perhaps?
I shake my head no.
So those are out of the blue.
You guys know Draconic?
No, I fell asleep in that one class.
So I only know common and giant.
Ah.
Just to let's stop with the guessing game. That's the only two languages I know.
I see.
And I will say in common, if there's a person of interest, I'll say, "Get a load of this guy," and I'll point at them, and then you'll know.
I see. So we should all just talk like partiers, and that'll
Yeah.
be our code word.
Can I get insight checks from just Stella and Lucien?
Uh-oh.
17.
Oh, dear God. That's a 7, I believe?
Nothing of note, Lucien. Stella, you've been to a number of fancy parties. Yelling, "Hey, get a load of this guy," is a move to be used delicately.
Okay, I'm gonna communicate that and say, Skirmish, maybe not like that row. I don't think that's that kind of party. That's not something
I
to
saw-
be, like, I guess we could do that as like a emergency thing, or if we can divert.
All right.
Okay, I'll only use that in an emergency. I did see a couple of plays recently where they were like high society, and what I will say instead is, "Oh, how droll. Ha 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 ha."
You know,
And so
perhaps as much as I hate the idea, it's going to be a formal party, which probably means the only activity they'll really have is dancing. So if we really do need to share messages with one another, we could go for a quick dance, he says regretfully.
Sure, that works. I mean, it might be that kind of dancing ball thingy. But as for like in casual conversation, we should figure out some way. So the how drawl thing, is that, what were you intending for that to be? Is that like we need to pay attention to someone else? Is that like a signal to go away? What is the...
oh, that's I'm in trouble.
Okay.
And then if I need you to pay attention to somebody, I'll say, will you excuse me? Nature is calling and I must answer. And then I'll just seek one of you out and then, discuss, hey, this person that's dressed like this and looks like this, he's suspicious. Or her, there are suspicious ladies too.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so then when we want to like meet up and quit our conversation, we just excuse each other, and I'll keep a lookout for when I hear you guys saying that. What else? What other situations can we run into? Oh, if we need to investigate a place, like if we need to break away and investigate, I guess we could all just go to the bathroom together, pretend that we are.
Oh, pretend. Yes. Okay, I'm for that.
Yeah, the air quotes, definitely. Yeah, I probably forgot to do the air quotes. Yeah, so, Oh, perhaps we should say, oh yes, if we're in a conversation and and like all are talking to this person that we think is interesting, we should say, oh, what a lovely night, even if it isn't night.
Uh-huh.
But what if it is a lovely night? Will that get confusing?
Well, they'll just probably say, yes, it is indeed. And
Oh, that's true. Oh, right under the radar.
Yeah.
Not that I know what that technology is.
And I guess if it is nighttime and we want to signal something, we could say, but the day is lovely too. How about that? How about we say that?
Sure.
Okay.
Or like opposite, like for a date night.
Alright, gang. Well, we can hammer this out as we take a little breakington.
All right.
When we come back, we're going to jump into a whole nother realm. We're going to go to a fun party, and nothing bad will happen.
Fantastic.
Joining us for this half of the adventure, we have Stella.
I love parties, fancy parties. I've been to many, so this should be a breeze. But also, who is that interesting person that the Reveler is tied to?
Skirmish.
I cannot wait to tell my joke.
And woe be unto the... and of course, Lucien.
I can't wait to target my frustration on all these poor partygoers.
Alright, bye-bye, gang.
Okay, bye.
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 Oh, wait, before we go, sorry, this was premature. We've got to review and I would like to read it. And I'm going to switch to my non-character voice.
No, who is this?
A mysterious review reader.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. We'll be okay. This review is from Jasmine Flower 42, and it reads as follows. Hello. I have only listened to a handful of episodes, but okay, and this part's in all caps. I love it! Exclamation point. My favorite thing is how everyone gets along with each other. The way the crazy stories unfold is so fun. 5 stars for this lovable cast of characters. And then, I didn't read it right because there's 3 exclamation points at the end of that, so let me try again. 5 stars for this lovable cast of characters! And so, thank you for the review, and if you enjoy what you're listening to, or any of the other episodes, if this one isn't your bag, although it should be because it's awesome, send us, no shade, don't worry, DM, submit a review. We would love to get it. It brings us a lot of joy, and we can share it with everybody that's listening, and tell a friend, tell a family member, and share this gift of fire-breathing kittens with someone that's close to you. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. This episode's shout out is from Alexia124, who says, quote, "Congratulations on graduating, Regina. I know you listen to this show, so I wanted to surprise you. Love, your bestie." End quote. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. Is their birthday coming up? A special day? We can wish them a happy message on your behalf. You can arrange for us to read your shout out on air at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com through our partnership with the website Buy Me a Coffee. Do you enjoy reading books? You can find ebooks, paperbacks, hardcover novels, and audiobooks based on our adventures on Amazon.com. The authors do a great job of adapting the stories into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Imagine owning a notebook with the Fire Breathing Kittens logo on the front, or a t-shirt with one of your favorite characters. Lastly, we don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is if you tell someone about us. Is there an episode that would make that person smile? Tell them about it. Thank you.
Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens, everybody's favorite 5th edition podcast if you ignore all the other ones. Back to remind us about what happened in our first half. We have, you know what, Skirmish, you're gonna do it. We're not rolling dice. I'm just putting my finger
No
from
problem.
the sky.
Okay, so there we were, in front of a huge open grave full of, I don't know how the right word is, undead corpses. They're already corpses, but we defeated them. We put them in a giant pile for processing, quote unquote, and all of a sudden this one had this very fancy pair of glasses. We tried a couple of different ways to get them without getting all gross. Didn't work. Turns out he wasn't defeated. He started talking to us, and apparently he was hiding in the pile of corpses to meet a contact. And so as we started talking to him, Stella was able to trade glasses, you know, just like soccer players will trade jerseys, you know, as a part of way to get some new cool stuff. However, his contact shows up, and it's none other than Pan, the god of revelry. He shows up in a most incredible fashion with spotlights on top of a mausoleum, which I couldn't have picked a better way to show up in a cemetery. And so he shows up. He gives some cool flowers to this guy, this undead man. And then that guy starts appearing to come back to life, but apparently it's just some time magic that Pan likes to do. And then he invites the 3 of us, Stella, Lucien, and Skirmish, to a party later on, because he's going to show up, but he needs a little bit of help to grease the wheels, if you will, cause a little bit of chaos, stir things up. And who better to stir things up than the fire-breathing kittens, am I right? Anyway, so he gives us a few gifts, 2 each, and then we have exchanged some nice words. We're excited to go to the party. He brushes our faces with dust. which I imagine will help us get to the party later, I hope. Skirmish doesn't shower, so doesn't matter. Anyway, we get back to the guild hall, and all three of us independently experiment with the gifts we've been given. Lucien, of course, being the smart man that he is, really observes and doesn't directly experiment with them on himself, because only a fool would do that. As it turns out, Stella and Skirmish are fools, and we try these things out, and a bunch of crazy things happen. I learn a joke that's the funniest in the world, and I've got this handkerchief that can make anybody sneeze for some indeterminate amount of time. And then Lucien finds out he's got a love potion that's very powerful, and he also has some fizzy bitters that can make any burp, like the most powerful burp in the world, that can blow people away. And then Stella has this gift of this flask of this alcohol that will make you as drunk as you've ever been times 1,000,000, but with no negative consequences. So that's lovely. And then she also has these candies that it's kind of like a truth serum, but not like you cannot tell a lie, but just like you want to tell everything about your life, and you just start vomiting emotionally, like, oh yeah, this is my life. So we've got these powerful weapons, and then we need to get all dressed up. And so Lucien does it in the most elegant way possible. I'm not sure how he does that yet. And then Stella and I go to the tailor with these beautiful outfits, and we are all decked out. We're ready for a party. And then that's where the break happens. Like, we're ready for a party. We're dressed up. And then, I assume, things are about to happen. So thank you, DM.
Yeah, the bartender you were explaining that to goes like, okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to pay?
No, let me tell you more about this story, because that in itself is payment. Like, you can tell other people that come to this bar what's happening and entertain them for days.
Skirmish is a bar at heart.
Yeah. Barbarian. Oh, I got a spit take out of that one.
Almost. I have self-control.
God.
Not raging yet.
Well, you better get rid of that before we go to this party, my friend. All right.
It's like, you want a sip of this flask? Wait, no, I'm a dragon who hoards these things. I probably wouldn't offer.
Stelbell.
Yes.
You know, link hands in a circle. You just, like, the rough way, go from a low pitch to a high pitch, and you'll probably find the note. And, but yeah, you guys ready to blast off?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do this thing.
I unfortunately don't have a choice.
You've always got a choice, but why not let me heal your broken heart? Oh, I forgot to mention that in the wrap-up. Lucien was denied by Stella. It's like a soap opera here.
Please. Skirmish, stop. It's too harsh to remember.
Sorry, that's why I didn't bring it up in the first place, sorry.
The sad violin is in the background.
I can't continue. We're going to have to do a part 2.
No, it's okay. Continue. We'll pretend
all
like
right,
we'll just carry on.
Just like Lucien is.
Lucien, Lenny, all these L words.
For the listeners who don't get to see, he hates this.
It's okay, I'll be taking it out on the partygoers.
Yes, take that spirit into it and have some fun, cause some chaos, but in the right places.
Your voices reach the note, and boom! Blink of an eye. You're not where you were before. You're at a new place where you are now. It is beautiful, in a word. High arches, wide ways to go through. And, like, graffiti is, like, almost too vulgar of a word by connotation, but every inch of the walls of this place are covered with some of the finest painting. They, like, some, like, frescoes curve over the archways, every inch of the walls. And this, like, circular, like, Pringles can of a building you're in, like, goes up so high, it's, like, not like, there is no end to this, but you're in the open area of a building that is, I don't know, 100, 200 floors high. Like,
Wow.
just very, very, very large. It does give reminiscent vibes of an insect hive, as its, like, shape and the sort of natural flow of things, but you see it has been finely worked out of all of the same material in the walls. Like, it's not like, oh, this is marble, this is granite. It seems to be this beautiful but very hard substance, but carved into, like, very stoic but undeniably beautiful. You know, where it's like, you could look at, like, a crazy art piece, you know, like, in the real world, like a bunny on a cell phone with, like, really dramatic color, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you're like, the Mona Lisa next to it, and then you're like, well, you can't really compare the two, but then aren't you supposed to? Like, you know, who's to say? This is no, the Mona Lisa is more beautiful. You know, an agreed upon metric of beauty, which is undeniable, but a little bland, you know? Not bland, but like, I am a cook in my personal life. And one time I got the advice, never order a steak at a fancy restaurant, because you can get a steak anywhere. Yes, their steak might be really excellent, but it's still just a steak, you know? Get the cold noodles. Get the, you know, octopus confit, you know? Get something you haven't seen before, because this is a little more like, it's a good steak, though. Okay, I beat it over the head. But there is so much to look at, and it's so much to take in, because, you know, I mean, Skirmish, you got your brain blasted open by a funny joke last night. You're like, this is almost reminiscent of that. We're like, this is really pretty.
Oh, I am loving this place. It is beautiful. My village is very dull in comparison. I mean, I love it, but there's not as many pretty colours or paintings or anything, or beautiful architecture. This is very nice.
Yeah, Lucien's not one for parties, but as a craftsman himself, he's just eyes kind of wandering around. This is also the first time he's ever been to this plane, or jumping to any plane, rather, so he's just a bit like, okay, fine, I might have complained. Maybe this was worth the time.
You see at the very top of this, there's a massive glowing thing. It sheds light down throughout the entire chamber, which is reverberated through mirrors, crystals, accent torches, and other light sources. But you see there's a very bright light source at the very top of this. We're going to call it a hive palace.
Okay.
And now that we've addressed the architecture, we can address the things that are inside of this hive. Thousands of buzzing echolblem. You see, as big as this is, it is filled with the dull hum. It is not so much that you, like, take sonic damage, but at first you're like, whoa, this is a lot of buzzing sounds. Almost like being at a very large concert venue. How it's the sound of thousands of people talking at once, but you're just like, whatever, you know. You can tune it out to a degree. This is just a little more abrasive because you're not a bug. You see below you, there seems to be a separate area. Now we're going into the rooms, the zones you guys can travel to if you so wish. So, at the very top, the very bright light glowy area. Below your feet, you see that this is a see-through floor, and there's a massive swirling vortex. You guys have been adventuring long enough to know a portal when you see one. And there seems to be beneath that a separate area where you can hear, like, the dull roar of people cheering, and the glow of many more portals. And then sort of along the walls going up, you see like two very bright sources of light. And you would assume like these are the interesting part of this, you know, like a Japanese video game when you have to go through an apartment building. And you're like, I'm not going to go through every room. These are the two interesting areas. There's two of those. So we have under, over, left and right, we'll call them.
Under, over, left, and right.
But these comprise a massive 200 floor building. And the areas, you know, multiple rooms like that. We're not going to dungeon crawl through this, but know that if you're like, I want to go to a spare room, probably one around.
Good to know. Yeah. Very interesting layout. Very huge place.
Bigger than I was expecting.
So this is about more beauty than I think I can handle. So I'm just excited to be here. I will follow the lead of any of you two, because this whole place seems amazing to me. So if there's anything interesting to you, I'll follow. I'll back you up.
Yes.
I think I've been to this realm before because something about it seems familiar, but I'm sure that I've never been here. It seems very foreign to me yet. I don't know, something familiar about it.
Yeah, Lucien kind of collects himself, snaps out of it a little bit, and... Right, well, if we're going to do what we came here to do, we can probably use a few more eyes. And he's going to cast Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, which is going to be an invisible watchdog. And I'm going to place it, like, halfway up the building, kind of, where he can just look around. And he's completely invisible. His sight can break through any... He has full true sight, so he can break through any illusions or invisibility or even... the ethereal plane, and I'll just simply tell him to find me if anything of true noteworthiness is spotted.
Could you please describe this very good boy?
Yeah, so he is completely invisible, so even I can't see him, but it is like a greyhound who probably just, in his invisibleness, kind of floats up the building and then just nuzzles up like he's gonna go to sleep chilling on a ledge somewhere, just looking around patiently.
Wonderful. Cool. So, what's the move, gang?
So we're standing outside this thing, right?
Yeah, you can also make checks if you would like, perception, insight investigations, like, to get more info about these areas of interest.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Or just go ahead and explore.
Yeah, is there like a garden? Do I see people out there in the garden?
This seems to be a very inside area. There are plants about, but you also see these big thoroughfares that lead to other areas. So, perhaps, like, again, comparing it to a palace, you're in the dead center. Maybe on the outskirts there might be something more gardening.
Okay.
But it appears like the teleportation magic that brought you in. You know, again, you see this massive swirling disc of a portal beneath you.
Okay. I guess...
Go ahead,
on.
sorry.
And also, there are, I would say, maybe 5% of the total people here non-Eccleblim. Like, you do see a absolute tiny speckle of non-moth people.
I see. If Lucien can, either an investigation or perception check, just kind of look around for clues he can spot that might say, like, maybe this party, quote-unquote, we were told to really investigate is, like, obviously in one of the buildings or something, or if the entire palace is, like, a party zone, basically.
Yeah. Can I like assist you in that? I'm also going to be looking around for where people are flowing and, like, if I spot anyone interesting.
Well, because we have 3 people, I'll allow 2 people to make checks. 1 can give advantage.
Okay. Any particular check or investigation?
Investigation would be reveal the most info. But you would have to talk to people. Insight would reveal less info, but you don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah, Lucien's in mission mode. I'll roll investigation here, and it looks like it's a 26.
Oh, good grief.
I'll roll a perception check.
And would you like to give advantage then, Skirmish?
Yeah, I'm looking for the bar. So I'll say, hey, Stella, we need to get some ale up in here. So if you can find that, that'd be great.
Yes, please give me advantage because I rolled a 1.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
next
Stella,
roll.
you are... Oh, actually, you know what? Rolling with the 1, you see something that you have largely only seen in dreams. Flittering high above, like, you know, like hundreds of feet above you. And you are just fully distracted for a moment, and then you hear Skirmish go, Stella, we have to find the bar. And you are rocked back into, like, reality.
Stella just goes like, she has like, you can really see like the gold flecks in her eyes because they're like wide. Her pupils constricted for a second. Like they dilate and then constrict. And she goes like, huh? What? Bar? What?
Yeah, you know, a social lubricant, if you will.
Oh, bar. Okay, yeah, I can look for bar, I guess she
No,
kind of plays
I'll
with her
help you.
hair.
And don't. It's not up to you only. I'll help you. Don't worry about that.
Okay, so do I roll with advantage?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I rolled a 17. Nice. Plus a 6, 23.
And that was just perception?
Yeah, just perception to try to look for the bar and for, like, I don't know, where the crowds are flowing, people of note.
You see that the traditional party, like, as you look, like, basically below you, you look through the portal, as this is just sort of a floor space, and this hive palace goes deeper beneath you. And you see people dancing, fluttering in wings and stuff like that, and it seems to be a flying dance party. And like you're like, oh, the dance floor has no floor. And it's the area beneath you. You see like more like fancy, like people who are like too good to be seen dancing are moving up above you into the left and the right areas. And you just saw that beautiful fluttering thing as high as you could possibly see.
Yeah, so she relayed that to the rest of the party.
Pause for a moment. Lucien, you got a 26 for
Yes.
investigation?
Correct.
Cool. So, you go out and, like, just from overhearing people, you know, you're not about to immediately delve into conversation. You gather, like, a little bit greater than what I just explained to Stella. Yeah, the dance area is beneath you. Above you are the, sitting rooms. And beyond that are the, like, gardens, verandas, balconies, things like that. But the sitting rooms, you gather, are where the real rumors, gossip, and, like, business of the court gets done. You know that the chandelier is the highest area, which you gather through context is they have no throne, but as they are moth people, this beautiful, super bright chandelier, or a chandelier if you're lower class, is the throne room of the absolute royalty of this Echoblem. And with a 26, breaking a 25, you find one more interesting fact. At the very, very bottom floor of this hive, the one that touches the dirty, dirty ground, they have a little bit of an underground fighting area in which Echoblem, who have honed their undead, allow them to fight like Pokemon to the undeath in which they're torn apart. And they bet artists.
What a society. Lucien's going to return to his comrades, and, well, thankfully no one here knows how to talk quietly, so, couple notes.
Real quick before you go, Skirmish, you do find a bar.
Oh, perfect.
Not a bar, but there is a, like, troll who seems a little bit insectoid in the face, who has a massive, like, almost like a vertical cart on his back, in which a very small, like, bug-like goblin is tending a mobile bar.
Okay, I will say to this mobile barkeep, good day, my good man, because I'm channeling, so there were a bunch of elders in my village who were very uppity up, very aristocratic, not very kind, but very firm on protocol. And I'm channeling that memory right now to fit into this party. I'll say, good day, my good man. Might you help me with a bit of your finest beverage?
Of course, my friend. And who are you a guest of?
Why, the one and only Pan, perhaps the greatest reveler, sorry, can't say that word very well, of all time. I believe he's going to show up later, and I'm thrilled beyond belief. I mean, this party's going okay, but it's
So-
about to get off the hook.
Stella and Lucien, you guys have been doing recon. Like, all right, let's meet back together. And as you're going up to Skirmish, who appears to be getting drinks for everyone, you hear an ear-deafening gasp.
I figured.
Everyone around Skirmish is pin drop silent. The goblin. Oh, yes, of course. Then, he opens up a secret compartment, pulls out a glowing bottle of whiskey, like with nervous hands. He's like holding it with two hands. Pours 3 little whiskey glasses of just golden light. The Queen's brew, then, for the ex-king. The sound of scuttling bugs, like the most disgusting big city apartment, as all of these echo-blims skitter away to spread the rumor of the God of Revelry's arrival.
So, I have many follow-up questions for you based on what's happening around me. However, that shot of glowing whiskey looks fantastic. So, first things first, my friends, let's drink to revelry. And I hand out the shots.
Wouldn't be an alchemist if I didn't try, so Lucien will also partake.
I put it down and see what happens.
I mean, I don't want to do Constitution saving throw because, like, you've drank whiskey. I will say this gives you a good, solid buzz, but it is clean, and, I'm sorry if this is a little cliche, it tastes like memory. There's just, like, not your memory, but the people who harvested it, the people who made it, like, when they say something is made with love, you kind of experience every moment of care that went into crafting this thing that you just threw back, for a moment of inebriation. And, like, appreciation fills your heart. As someone out there that you will never meet and, probably have never met, did something to make your night better.
Well,
Wow.
then, in that case, a shiver goes through my whole body. A pleasant one. And I say to the barkeep, "You've honoured me, and I greatly appreciate it. If there is any service I could do for you in exchange, I would be glad to do so. Can you tell me, everybody seemed to get nervous, and I didn't mean to do that. We're here to party and celebrate, but I'm afraid I may have said something out of line. Could you help me to try to make things right?"
Make a persuasion check.
This doesn't happen to... Oh, never mind. That was when I wore that other belt. I got a 22.
You changed belts.
Hey, you got to change it up every now and then.
So the goblinoid looks at you and goes, "Oh, well, look, okay. Not what you did isn't necessarily bad. You just gained a bunch of notoriety in the court. See, the thing about the God of Revelry is he's not really welcome here anymore.
Oh,
Like, people get stripped of their titles.
of
But,
course,
like, getting
yes.
banished? And then, like, he only got... Here's a little rumor, because, you broke a 22. He has only gotten more powerful since he's been away. So I think the queen's a little nervous.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So,
Yeah, but if you could get away from me, because the longer we talk, the more they're going to think I know, and they're liable to torture me, and I'm just like 400 years away from becoming Echolblem, so...
Oh, I have a solution.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I have a question for you. Who or what is that? And then she kind of points up. She's been like kind of entranced this entire time, and she points up to where she saw that beautiful thing from her dreams.
Oh, that is the Chamber du Chandelier. That is the Queen's throne, from where she rules upon high in the greatest light in all of the realm, and hopefully soon all realms. And the light from her and her throne illuminates all beauty so that we might see.
Pardon? All realms?
Yes, all realms.
Ah. Lucien just looks at Skirmish and Stella.
I raise my eyebrows at Lucien like, I don't like that at all. But only with body language, you know?
And then Stella just goes, well, long live the queen.
And in an effort to save face for this bartender, I will say, I've never met someone, and in an elevated voice, mind you, I've never met someone with such loyalty to the queen. I'm not sure how to handle this. Good day, sir. And I leave with an air of aristocracy in a way. Like, I'm too good for this situation, but he was very loyal, so he's kind of off the hook, and he's not helping our situation per se. And I say, in a huff, I say, we should go see the queen and see what this is about, and at least thank her for this kind offering of whiskey, and see if we can get more of it, because I'm in love with this drink.
Shout out the Simpsons. Who invited that man? Though the clamor dies down, and if you guys shuffle away quickly enough, you can be lost in the clamor of the party and, speak and plan.
Well,
But you have gained notoriety points within the party. So your actions will have more weight. Good will become more good, bad will become more bad.
Aha. When we shuffle away a decent enough distance, Lucien will just... I can't help but notice that this place seems to have a bit of verticality, and I believe Stella's the only one with wings, so I'm just going to grab Skirmish's tie, straighten it up a little bit, and I'm going to use my power as an artificer to... where is it? There's so many abilities. There we go, spell storing item. I'm going to infuse his tie with the fly spell, which he can cast whenever he wishes to. And
It's a fly
as
tie.
for... It's a fly tie.
Damn,
And,
that's a fly tie.
It's a pretty
As-
fly outfit, frankly.
Yeah, the whole thing. And Lucien has winged boots, so he can just fly for a bit as well. Hopefully that takes care of the verticality.
So, where are you guys moving to?
So Stella says, she's still kind of looking up. She never really even really looked at her party members. She kind of did, but then glanced back up. She says, I have to go up there. I have to see what that's about. I've seen it so many times in my dreams but I have to, we have a mission. We have a mission.
Well, you heard the lady. I guess if we're going to check it at any point, we might as well check it first. I will add, and you might be enticed, Skirmish, there does appear to be some sort of underground arena below the very first floor.
Oh, that always means fun. So let's check that out, but I want to support you, of course, to help whatever you need in this time of tragedy. And then also support Stella, because I'm sure she's confused, having to deny so many suitors. I mean, she's beautiful. Look at her. I mean, don't look at her, because I don't need to bring up such difficult emotions. But yeah, let's help her. Let's help you. I'm just here to support you guys.
Lucien spent half this adventure just face palming, but yeah, of course, my intention was to assist Stella before she gets perhaps caught like a moth in a flame, but anyway.
Yeah, she
Lead
just
on.
starts fluttering. Her wings at this point were if you've ever seen a bird that really wants to fly somewhere, excited and kind of twitch their wings and flutter them, that was her. But now she basically just starts fluttering, and then if you guys follow, she's just gonna shoot up in the air.
Yeah. Lucien will click his heels and start flying up.
I will adjust my tie and cast the fly spell, and I have no idea how that's going to work, because I'm not really a magic user, and just try to will myself up.
Should work.
Hey, I'm the fly spell. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, hello, I'm Skirmish. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're going to be flying with me today.
Perfect.
So what are we thinking? Arms out like a bird? Are we trying to Superman?
Oh, so if I can, I would like one fist, the fist with my tattoo on it for the fire-breathing kittens, up as a fly, straight up, and I look toward where I'm flying, with a look of purpose, and feet together, and then other hand, I don't know. What do you suggest?
I'm thinking straight down for you.
Okay.
Just a real firm fist in the sky.
Right. Okay, arm down. You cannot argue with experience, so I will take your advice.
I have existed for... oh, man. Let me tell you about the guy who invented me. And then, there is a low buzz of, a History Channel documentary in the back of your head about the history of the fly spell.
Oh, my God.
I try to keep up, knowing that my mental capacity isn't exactly as sharp as it was the other day.
You have not lost intelligence. You lost wisdom.
Sorry.
You just think it would be funnier to do bad ideas.
Oh, well then I listen with rapt attention with the exact same amount of mental clarity as I had before. Excuse me, DM. Thank you for the clarification.
I don't want you to play stupid, because I would never do that to you.
No. I'm inherently stupid. Don't worry about that.
Hey, listeners, he said it, not me. Anyway, fly spell goes off. You guys are zooming. Are we going right up to the chandelier?
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Looks like that's where Stella's headed.
Yeah, she's just moth to a flame.
So you guys are very tight. Most of the flying beings have moth wings, which are, the two sets, sort of, a little bit out. Stella's wingspan is incredible, and people are like, moving out of the way. It's very, impressive. It's, similar to someone in a big dress shuffling through a crowded room. We're like, okay, get out of the way. I don't want to get hit with the skirt. And, Stella, you arrive in the chambers. You see sort of sitting, there are, many crystals set in weird positions, almost like multiple couches folded in on each other. And this, incredibly... it's hard to tell ages with bug people, because they all kind of just look like bugs. But beautiful, heavily, full of fur. The chitinous plate is layered upon layered with the colors sort of like mantis shrimp going through rainbow, shades that, with the light reflecting off of them, gives almost like a multicolored disco ball glow to the immediate area. And, you kind of get what the goblin was saying, that, this light from this chandelier is sort of reflecting through this queen, and, almost like she is part of it, reflecting the light as well. She is like a big firefly. You see that there are many other, a vicious-looking praying mantis is fluttering about, a heavily carapaced beetle. But the one thing that Stella notices above all is a moth woman with fur that's a little less insectoid and a little more natural. All of you sort of remember, that beautiful blonde fur on that satyr god you met earlier today. This is a natural animal fur, not an insectoid plume of, whatever those are made out of. I'm not a bug guy. I honestly think bugs are gross. That's why I made him a bad guy. But she has a much more humanoid beauty that you can wrap your head around. She has eyes that are large and a little bit alien, but still have pupils and irises and a color to them. Her wings are delicate and a little more traditional fairy, tail fairy, and a little less big bug. Yeah, and she looks very bored, fluttering high above, speaking to a few other of these fluttering Eckelblem that appear to be, to a degree, due to their more dull shade, ladies in waiting. And as Stella comes up, perception checks, everyone.
Not my highest. Just a 15 for me.
21 for Lucien.
I got a 10.
Still, you get the distinct vibe. You're like, oh, she has to know I'm here. Lucien, you see, like, you know a little bit about a lot of things being a magical sort. Attention has been sparked, even though this, sort of more humanoid ecoblim does not regard Stella in any meaningful way.
Mm-hmm. Well?
But you burst into the throne room. What do you do?
Is there anywhere to, like, land?
No, why would there be? Do you need to sit?
No, but like Stella, upon seeing this humanoid one who she's familiar with, this lady has appeared in her dreams for 50 years. Only like 1 year that she's like really been aware of her existence, and like only a few weeks that she knows that she's really a thing. So like Stella's just like taken aback because she knew that this person had something to do with the Ekemblem, but didn't know what she was. So she would like flutter like a little bit higher, but then like her wings would just lock up and then she would just like fall backward. And I'm going to try to she basically like swoons in the air, and I'm going to try to catch myself and make it look graceful.
I would like to assist her, and like I'm trying to escort her with my arm. You know what I mean? So it looks like a proper entrance without looking like an overt I'm trying to save you from falling type of thing.
Lucien's gonna look around, see who else is kind of in this court, and if there's anyone else that sort of stands out, peering past the magnificence of the queen.
Perception or insight for Lucien. Stella, make a dexterity saving throw at advantage from Skirmish.
That is a nat 20 for a 27.
Oh, thank God. I rolled a 2 and then I rolled a 19, so 21 for me.
Okay, good. So you manage to gracefully swoon, like you fall back, and it looks almost like a planned thing. As Skirmish, you drop your fist, fall back, gracefully catch her, and then like release her again to the sky, where she can catch herself and not look totally goonish. Lucien, you don't notice anybody else of note, but you do notice that the queen has someone walking away from her, and her eyes are locked on specifically Skirmish, but you and your party. Mm-hmm. You think that rumor has disseminated very quickly.
Yeah, Lucien just kind of float up to Skirmish and Stella, and I believe the cat is officially out of the bag.
Oh, okay. So how can we make this party a little bit more exciting?
Stella's just gonna say, she's like panting kind of, like from the effort of flying straight up because she just started flying, but also just from like her nearly like fainting and dying if Skirmish hadn't caught her. She's gonna say, well, whatever it is, that one is not someone we want to prank. She's gonna say that quietly.
The eyes of the room are narrowing on you. Everybody, I'm gonna, like, initiative almost. You have 6 seconds to say something. The longer it takes to, like, again, I know this is a vertical thing and there were no doors, but you have burst into the throne room. Stella flew immediately to someone in the room, fell back. You guys have not said anything. You're looking around. There is a very tense, awkward silence in the room, and it will only get tenser.
I'm ready. So I would like to say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're so honored to be at this party. We've been directed that this is the place where the most important people are. And humbly, I do not say that we three belong here as a status of being as high as yours, but only we seek to bask in the glow of the people here. And I cannot be, I'm amazed at the beauty that's around me. This place is beautiful. You people are beautiful. And I would be honored to meet you, get to know you better, and, maybe tell a few stories, a few jokes. I hope that is not too crass. I've not been to too many parties of this caliber. You really know how to throw a fancy party. And if you would allow us to mingle amongst you feel free to ask us questions or chat with us. We'd be more than happy to share ourselves with you.
Slap me a persuasion, my guy.
All right.
I'm going to hit him with guidance.
What does that do?
An extra d4 on your roll.
Okay. So I got to 16. I will add a d4. It's still rolling, sorry. 2. So 18.
Okay. The queen looks at you with tense eyes. The humanoid Echelblim looks at Stella with curious eyes. The queen thinks for a moment and says delicately, "Feel free to delight yourselves in the pleasures of this celebration. Anywhere but here."
Well, Stella's going to look between the queen and the humanoid Echelblim, and she's going to say,
Well, Stella, you know her name.
yeah, but it's like,
Would you like to say it for God, the listeners, and everybody in between?
yes, but I will say it in character, because what Stella's going to say is, she's going to look at the queen and say, "What I hear about you is true. Your light does illuminate the most beautiful things in the world." And she's going to look at the humanoid Echelblim and say, I have never seen beauty like yours in person, Maylorian."
She looks back and goes, "You've seen it before, Stella, and you'll see it again." And the queen shoots her a look of daggers. You see the sort of more aggressively formed bug people are moving towards you. You have a few sentences left before you are politely asked to leave the Chamber des Chandeliers.
Well, first of all, I would like to bow very deeply in respect and say, 1,000 apologies, Your Majesty. I only sought to thank you for giving us such a delightful drink we were able to enjoy below. And I wanted to personally thank you because it is rare to receive such a substantial gift. And it was my duty as a man of honor to thank you. And that is now done. And I will leave your presence if that is truly what you desire.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, I just lost some wisdom. Come on now.
Hey man, don't take devil's bargains with a weird joke you found from a god.
Thank goodness. I rolled a 15. Hopefully that is
Cool.
substantial.
You feel the detect thoughts spell creeping into the insides of your brain. She knows what you're here for. And it is not to bask in her glow. It is to make a big show of force so her ex-husband can show her up.
Well, hold on now. I will say my statement was sincere. The drink was fantastic, and I did want to thank her. So all that was legitimate. And so
It's like if you made a wonderful side dishes for Thanksgiving and then presented a human head as the main course.
well, that's in the back of my mind. That's like...
Right,
first
that's
things
what
first.
she did. That's what it
Oh,
does. It goes into your deep thoughts. And you noticed, but I believe she still gets in.
Lucien,
well then...
Lucien would have spent this time probably slowly, like, sneaking in sort of the background. And, like, if I've separated myself enough from these two, I'd like to quickly drink the one other potion I made this morning.
Slurp it back, my guy.
Yeah, and as I drink it, it's a transform potion, so it hits me with the effects of alter self, and I'm going to turn into an Echelblim, or at least I look like it. Still wearing everything I was before, just so, my teammates know who I am, but...
Okay, so I'm going to make a check.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are in the same chamber as the crystal chandelier,
Mm-hmm.
this is a very well illuminated room where a lot of people are.
Yeah. I was hoping they'd be distracted enough by the situation just unfolding in front of us.
If I could offer the help action while he does that, I'm going to say, ha ha ha, how droll. And I will turn to my teammates and kind of give them the eyebrows up, like, something's amiss. And then hopefully that's enough of a distraction to let him transform.
Oh, I'm gonna cause a distraction. You know it.
Okay, because I've rolled the dice at advantage. So, I'm sorry, Skirmish, not enough of a distraction. Stella, let's
Yes.
hear your distraction, and if it's enough, we'll see what the dice want us to do.
So Stella's going to like spring out of Skirmish's hands and like float gracefully over it. Like, well, not really. I mean, as gracefully as a bird of prey, essentially. Like it with that kind of grace too, where Maelorian is.
The grace of death.
Yeah, with her with her handmaidens, and I'm letting my like draconic powers seep out of me to like make everything a bit colder. Like the room gets a bit colder, and I say to Maelorian, I say, well, if what I remember is true and not just a dream, I owe you a favor. Perhaps we should discuss that sometime, Your Majesty.
I will say that's enough of a distraction. Everyone's sort of looking around, and I will say I rolled it with advantage, so it went back to the first roll. Advantage was a nat 20.
Oof.
So everyone was basically staring at you, being like, where's that guy going? And then Stella made her move. Eyes move for a moment. You know, a bonus action in initiative is like, what, 2 seconds? Like, you quickly swig back a potion and transform into an Echolblim. Please describe the moth person you look like.
I've probably copied
And
the...
make it a little bit hot.
I see. Oh dear. I don't have too much to base an Echolblim off of, but neither would Lucien, so...
Well, it's like a hot person, but then also a moth.
Gotcha. Lucien probably would have just stolen some traits from like everyone in the room. Just a quick look around. He's like, "Okay, I'm stealing those eyes, those wings, that kind in color." And he sort of looks a bit funny at this point because this is all done very rashly. So he's like rainbow colored. He has like little bits of chitin that are all the different colors in the room. Maybe he's stolen like the queen's wings. And how many eyes do Echolblim normally have?
2, but like big disc gray alien ones.
Gotcha. Yeah, he probably has like 4 eyes just to trump everybody.
Yeah, that's status. More eyes.
Yeah,
I can
he
see
just
more
looks like a
beauty.
very interesting Echolblim. Just in a blink of an eye, they all look to Stella. They look back, and suddenly
Cool.
there's an Echolblim and a Duster.
Malorian looks back at you and says, "Yes, I would love to meet you in my chambers." And like her mother is seething.
I would like, in response to her saying that, I'm going to start waving my hand at my face like,
You see some Echolblim around you, like in like the wings and like basically the audience boxes, are looking at you like, "Yeah, I get it, girl." Like,
Yeah, so that Stella like smells back at her, and does Maelorian let her take her hand?
oh, that's a big move. Do you get close enough to touch her?
I'll get close enough, but like if she doesn't look comfortable with it, I'm not going to do that because no. But like if she
No,
wants
it's
to.
not that she looks comfortable. Guards intercede once you start getting close enough to be in essentially melee range.
Okay.
Also, I forget the name of the band. I'll mention it later, but there's a very cute song called Melee Range. It's a D&D theme song about wanting to get in melee range with somebody so you can get romantic with them.
Well,
oh yeah.
I actually
I
have
want you close enough to stab.
exactly. I actually have Misty Step. Because
Oh.
I'm Fey touched, so I'm gonna Misty Step right past them, go up and take her hand, and say, "Yes, darling, meet me when you're ready." And then she's gonna.
No, dude, she frickin' has teleport. And both of you blink out of the room once your hand touches hers.
Lucien
Her
just
guards look stunned. the people behind you who you unwillingly left behind are just now like in the throne room. The queen is looking at you like, where did my daughter just go?
So, given that Lucien is now in disguise as an Ekin,
Yeah, so it's just you,
it's just me.
Skirmish.
I look around and say, "I'm sorry. Do you hear that? I'm afraid. Excuse me. Nature is calling, and I must answer." And I politely, I fly away, not too fast, but fast enough, like a hurried walk equivalent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the fly spell is like, this does not look good for us.
Lucien,
I whisper to the fly spell. No, I agree.
Lucien as an Echo Bloom is just kind of like fly back from fly forward from the back of the room and just be like, I'll handle this and dive after Skirmish.
Cool. A number of Eckelblem are diving after, so it seems non-suspicious. And also bad for Skirmish, but good for you.
I get to practice flying, so I'm not too used to this. So it's exciting.
It's a chase.
At least. Yeah.
Could
I
have
would
like
like
a
to do
Scooby-Doo
at least 3 loop-de-loops. Oh yeah, a Scooby-Doo. I'd like to go through several doors and appear out of several other doors. Like just back and forth while some 60s music is playing.
Okay, wonderful. While you guys are Scooby-Dooing, I'm just going to allow no Scooby-Dooing, no check needed for Scooby-Dooing. Eckelblem Lucien is... Do you mind just burning like a couple spell slots?
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, Ed, go ahead and add the spell. You can phrase it however you want. Lucien's Secret Door, Scooby-Doo. But you, level 1 spell slot, it's within 15 feet. You can cause one door to lead to another door you can see within your sight.
Oh yeah, sounds totally believable as an artificer.
Yeah, so you gotta kind of be close enough to maybe touch it or at least get like a close spell off in it, but then you can point to something across the hallway and be like, you come out of there.
Yeah, no, I have a pretty fast fly speed, so I'm just starting around, like, pretending like I'm part of the group of Eckelblem that's chasing him, and I'm just getting all these doors to get them all confused.
Cool. So I'm gonna just award 1 victory point for that. Like, just the pure Scooby-Doo of it all. Very funny. A lot of people are having a little bit of a laugh as the royal guards are just having a real tough time trying to get a finger on this flying Goliath. Who again is powered by necktie. So like this is wonderful. And while they're distracted, we go to a balcony that overlooks the yokai. It is a desolate wasteland. As far as the eye can see, though immediately around this hive palace and the surrounding estates, which are connected by, as you see more of the outside of the hive, this material that has been worked into the beautiful architecture of the interior appears to be a beeswax type substance that Eckelblem throw up. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and it connects in a very Alien, and I mean the movie Alien, you know, like way between these like smaller egg-shaped estates around this central hive palace. And the lands around that are verdant and lush with these like foreign extraplanar trees you've never seen before. But beyond that is a lifeless wasteland full of roving bands of thousands of undead.
Wow.
But if you look real like close and don't look too far, it's really beautiful. And you're there with Malurian.
Okay, well, I kind of like look around. I was not expecting to like immediately be teleported. I just wanted to like kiss her hand and be like, okay, well, come find me, kind of thing. I didn't expect her to actually take me somewhere else. So I'm just like,
she has also casually had a detect thoughts up.
oh boy.
And goes, well, I found you. You were right there. And I do want to kiss your hand. She takes it and kisses it and goes, allow me to formally introduce myself. She curtsies. I am Malurian, Princess of the Eckelblem.
Stella's just like kind of stunned. Her eyes go like wide. golden flecks swimming in them, which is like the Ekkenblum dust that she's had in her system for so many years. But her pupils dilate, and she like looks down, like at first not knowing what to make. She's like blushing, like, you know, like that cute little anime girl blush, but then kind of rights herself and says, "Well, an absolute pleasure to meet you, Milarian." And then she also curtsies. As you know, I'm sure, I'm Stella Argentine.
Yes, I've been aware of you for some time now. I helped you out, and I guess you are ready to repay your favor?
Yes, I am. And I mean, I don't have, I have my friends, my family, but and that favor, that's all I have to live for. I will repay, I do want to repay the favor that you gave me, because you made me want to live again. You gave me those things that made me want to live. I wanted to become one of you, but you denied me, and in denying me that, you saved me. So I will name your price, name your favor.
No.
No?
No.
What?
You wish to repay me this favor. I don't want it now.
And
Keep living, stay close, because I might call upon it soon. But I don't know when soon is, but I know it's not now. So, stay close, Stella Argentine.
I will. Now what is it that I can do for you, a princess of the Ekkenblum? But I see you are more than just that. You are different than the rest.
She make a persuasion check. Looks a little uncomfortable at this question.
22.
Bring it. Well, I'm not entirely Ekkelblem. Supposedly, as people love to tease me around court, my father is a goat.
And suddenly it clicks for Stella, and she says, "A goat? Well, I've met him, and, well, they're much more than that."
No, my father isn't a goat. I can't believe you of all people are teasing me as well. And she sort of goes to the balcony.
Oh no, I'm not teasing you. Oh, believe me, I've had my fair share of having a father that is absolutely embarrassing, and I do not want to associate myself with him. I don't think that's the case for you. He seems to, like, I met him, and he seems to care. There was someone who was important to him, and I think you are the one. He sent us to this party.
She, like, turns around, looks at you dead in the eyes, and goes, "Well, who is he then?" And then at that moment, all three of you begin to feel your artifacts vibrate in your pockets.
Do you want to meet him?
Stella, let's go with you last.
Okay.
Did you have an idea, Lucien?
Yeah. While, the whole Scooby-Doo scene is going on, I'm gonna whistle for Skirmish while he's, like, flying between the doors to hopefully catch his attention. And I'm going to throw the bottle of, God, what was it called? The fizzy bitters over to Skirmish and kind of, like, motion for him to follow me and not drink it just yet, as I'm going to dart back up to the top of the tower.
All right, I will catch said bottle and follow Lucien, because his sign language is impeccable, and I can understand exactly what he would like me to do.
You guys did communicate you had codes before, so yeah, you're all good, dude.
All right. And I'm just gonna... Well, Skirmish, what you basically see is this Ekkelblem wearing a silken duster fly up to, like, the giant light, kind of moves slightly out of the way, smash the love potion perfume bottle against the light, and then give you, like, a wink to drink the potion.
I don't think I know exactly what either the perfume bottle or the bottle that I've got do, but I trust my teammate. I down the entire bottle because that's what he asked me to do.
Oh no!
Airburst. Here we go.
And I go, whoa! Like, that didn't go down quite as easy as I thought it would.
Okay, Skirmish. So I'm gonna say you have 3 gust spells you can cast right now, and if you want, if you chug a full mug of ale, this will cause the bitters that have infused in your stomach to have, if you make a 15 DC, you can burp up another gust spell for the rest of your life.
Wow.
So, funny
You just drank
mention,
divine bitters.
I happen to have an alchemy jug, so that allows me to pour out a variety of liquids. Let me see if ale is one of them. Beer, yes, I can create 4 gallons of beer with this jug. And so I will take the jug. I have the jug, but I do not have a cup. So either I will pour it into my hand, I'll cup my hand and pour it in
What are
and
you
just...
talking about? You just drink from the jug.
Yeah,
yeah.
just down the whole jug.
That's
What are you doing? How
I did-
old are you, Skirmish?
This is a proper party. I didn't want to drink directly from...
Oh,
anyway.
a proper party where you kidnapped a friend. Not kidnapped,
I
but
didn't kidnap it. Anyway.
you showed up, say, "Hey, princess, what up? Let's go to a private room," and then started Scooby-Dooing around the house.
True. So as I'm flying, I'm drinking from this alchemy jug. I request that it gives me beer instead of one of the other variety
You don't
of
want
liquids.
acid?
No, I do not know. Acid nor mayonnaise. If you try to chug mayonnaise, it's bad news.
Yeah, you don't want to happens when you have magical bitters and mayonnaise.
No, not at all. So, beer it is, and I'm drinking a good amount. I'd say a quart of beer, because a pint is usually what I go for, but given the drastic situation that we're in, about a quart.
Okay, so I'm just going to say you can just expel the gust spell at will for the purposes of this scene.
Perfect. So, seeing, as I'm chugging from the jug, I see Lucien shattering the bottle on the beautiful chandelier light source. And then I feel something stirring inside of me. And I go ahead and unleash a massive burp in the direction of the light source.
Okay, so Lucien, was what you were going for a total distribution of this perfume?
It is going to be blown literally everywhere.
Yeah, so between the raw amount of wind in this tower, the shape of it, and the magical properties of this being suspended in light, there is a real 70s vibe in this hive. We'll put it like that. Cool. The queen is probably not I'm gonna roll for her. I shit you guys not. Nat 1.
Oh boy, here we go.
I know there's no way to do it over Zoom to prove that it was a nat 1, but like, I cannot believe. Yeah, no. So, so we have. I'm gonna roll a D4. If it's a 1 or a 2, random NPC. We'll say Royal Guard, random person. 3 Lucien, 4 Skirmish.
Oh boy.
Okay, there it is. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so that is Skirmish.
Yes.
So, as you like exhale, you kind of like catch your breath. You look up at like, okay, did I blow it good enough? And you see this, like, again, she's a banger. This is the god of parties ex-wife is looking at you like, what up?
Well, I catch that eye, and I've only seen it a couple of times and never in my direction, but I know what it means. So I casually, like I straighten out my flying tie, and I float down to where she is and say, "Hello, I don't think I introduced myself earlier. My name is Skirmish, and it is a real pleasure to meet you."
She grabs you by the tie. Can you make a, I think it's like intelligence saving throw?
Okay.
If you're unwilling to be teleported.
I got a 16. I don't know what's happening, so...
Oh, you feel a teleport. She grabs you by the tie, and you saw what happened to Stella when she got close to one of these Echo Blim royalty.
Yeah, 16.
Would you like to be teleported or no?
Sure. I mean, it's better than being chased all around by guards, I hope.
Cool. So, we'll cut to Lucien, who both of his friends have been teleported away by Eckelblem royalty. You are perfectly disguised as an Eckelblem,
Yeah.
so you're fine.
Yeah,
And I think everything's cool?
Everyone's coded in this love potion now, like probably the whole building, and
Oh, sorry, real quick. Wisdom saving throw, Lucien.
darn. Here we go. That's a 6.
You've never seen wings like that before.
Anyone in particular?
Well, I mean, I'll leave it up to you. Full character agency, and as much as you want, but, you find someone that, like, it's the first person you see or someone who particularly sparks your interest, but all inhibitions have been lowered. And actually, I'm sorry. Actually, no. Skirmish, you were blowing it away from you, so you don't have to make a check.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you see somebody and inhibitions have been lowered to a dangerous level.
Lucien's just going to fly over to the throne and sit down upon it, since he does have the wings of a Eckelblem Royal. And
Yeah, Lucien has a cool night. People are paying a lot of attention to you. Whether you like it or not, whatever. But we cut back, more importantly, to Stella. Far away from the effects of a love potion, and just in a mire of their own feeling.
Yes. So Stella is going to, she feels these artifacts buzzing and knows that it's the right time to use them. So she's going to take one of the candies, she's going to eat it, and she's going to, she's just going to, like, say, this is one of the gifts from your father. When eating them, they caused me to speak nothing but the truth. Let there be no secrets between us. And
Full-on kisses you takes the candy.
yes, amazing. Oh, like, so we both share in the candy?
Yeah, like, we don't need to focus on it, but she gives you one of those.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so, like, yeah, Stella's going to, like, I guess confess her feelings for Maelorian. She's going to say, Lenny List, and Lenny was somehow...
You see Maelorian goes, I feel very uncomfortable. Your assistant Lenny is here.
Here, you know what? I'll teleport him away, but just for this effect, List.
Hey, I got legs, Stella.
And, like, she says, these are all the people who have desired me, but I have never desired anyone until I've met you. And, yeah, she's gonna say that, and also, now, yeah, you... If you wish to see me again, you should know that I am not a good person. I'm a murderer. I killed my brother and resurrected him, but he was never the same. I stole his soul, and that's the reason I have these wings. They're my blessing and my curse. I use them to fly to you, but they're the thing that, I don't know, made me not want to be anymore. But you know what? That was my deepest, darkest secret. Anything else you wish to know, you may ask.
You see she looks back at you, and there's a little bit of the black shade of Eckelblem eyes. And she goes, and she's eating one of these candies as well. I find nothing wrong with murder. I have killed entire worlds that I personally did not even care that deeply about. I did it for fun. But I see in you, a mortal, something that causes something in me to stir. I don't feel guilt for what I've done, but I feel like I'm supposed to, and I like that feeling, and you make me feel that way. Make me feel bad, Stella. Make me less like this.
And, Stella, her eyes went soft for a second, but then they hardened and they turned back into the dragon's eyes. The eyes that came in the last episode she was in, where she unleashed pure destruction. Then, we have more in common than you may think. If it is bad that you feel to wish, I can make you feel as bad or as good as you need. But I just wish to be there by your side, whatever we do. Whether we destroy worlds or repair them, whether we lift this curse or put a curse of our own.
She kind of like grabs your hand and pulls you close, like, hey, maybe let's not destroy so many worlds.
Okay.
That's kind of something I'm working away from. It's like there's a word that I have that I can't speak. I want more.
You want to change
No,
something.
Yes. I want new things, but I don't want to take them.
Okay.
I feel like I should be powerful enough to do it.
Do you wish to create?
Your flask is growing red hot. The most sacred relic of the reveler.
Yeah, and Stella's gonna take it out and say, if you want more, if you want to do good, if you want to create, then here, take a drink. And she's gonna hold it out. And I think that's how you're gonna meet your dad once you take a drink. But yeah, I don't know what'll happen, but I know that this is what you need right now.
She slurps it back and then almost immediately begins to vomit. Out of her mouth emerges the satyr you met earlier, covered in slime, and goes, "Did someone say party?"
Oh dear.
And she is just like, what? He goes, "Hi, hon. Are you... what?" And she throws up just like a satchel.
Stella's gonna hold her hair back and stuff, and just like she's gonna look at the reveler like, "Really, man? This is how you make your entrance? Really?"
I didn't think you would make her drink me.
What?
Thought you'd pour me into a glass and then it'd come out of the glass. Jeez. Well, hi. He's like wiping off her slime. I'm your dad. I met your mother millennia ago when I was just a satyr. Just a regular satyr in the forest. I was just hanging out, getting drunk on rotten berries, blow it into flutes. And she saw something in me. And that made me a god. Look at me. I'm a god. I got this guy Tanager. He's wonderful. You should meet him someday. What you see in this girl is what your mother saw in me. And if there's one good thing about that woman, it's her ability to see beauty. She's got an eye for art like nobody else. And I think you got that. So I'm your dad. I'm here. I got a bunch of people to kill inside. So I'm going to go do that. And once you're done with your girlfriend, and if she's not your girlfriend, you're dumb, and we're going to talk about that. And you see she is just like the mix of anger, but like happiness of like, I've wanted to be mad at a dad for so long, and now I have someone to scream at. And then he goes off, and I guess Lucien, you see it.
I'll just salute him on the way through.
Just a slaughter of everyone who kept him away from his daughter. Yeah, there is a full reckoning of the god of parties, and it's not just like he's cutting people down. It's like, hey, let's play a drinking game where the loser gets eaten.
Oh, wow. Lucien's just gonna watch from the throne, sipping on the golden light whiskey.
Yeah, you learn new spells. Because you're like, I didn't know you could use magic that way. There's like some noise from outside of the room that you're in, Skirmish, but you can focus on that or not.
Why would I focus on that when this beautiful lady's right in front of me?
Yeah, you're cool. She has a mirror image, and you're having a great night.
Oh, wow.
Delightful. This 13-piece suit was too restrictive anyway.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Most of it was just unzip. I'm sorry, I need to say this the whole time. There were those pants in the early 2000s that you could zip away the knees to turn it from pants into... I'm picturing a full suit of just zippers. Let me remove my lower quadrant of my knees.
A 45-second zip.
Yeah. It takes the exact same time as it takes to doff plate armor. But we return after all these goofy... And I feel like you totally ignored the mission parameters, but you created a party nonetheless. You just horned up a tower and we're like, let's go. Stella, you returned. You see May is like stunned, like, not teary-eyed, because she is still half Equiblim and they don't have full emotion. But is in awe of the beauty you've created in her life. It wasn't a piece of art, but you've created a memory, a new thing, something that she holds precious.
Yeah, and recognizing that, like, Stella starts to tear up because that's exactly what Maelorian created for her all those years ago when she needed it. And like, I don't know, can I, like, roll deception to see if she ugly cries or pretty cries?
No, that's a charisma saving throw.
Charisma save, okay. Oh, not too bad. So that's, plus 11, that's a 25.
Well, so you would pass, but you did eat those truth candies. So I need to ask you, do you want to truly ugly cry in this moment?
I want to, like, cry and then it turns into a blizzard because of her ice magic.
So you still look hot while you do it, but you full tantrum cry. Like,
I want to cause, like, snow to fall from the sky.
yeah, it's super hot. It mixes with your dress, like, and, you know, she's like, I'm a bug, so I don't love the cold, but we can work through this. Like, but, yeah, she is beginning to think. And in this connection, you feel a connection grow in more ways than just one. If you so choose to take Warlock levels, you can choose May as a patron.
Okay, yes,
Or
yeah.
the Reveler. He's on the table too, but I think we know who you're going to go with.
Maelorian, I want her to be my Warlock patron.
Well, cool. As you hug, it is a hug not just of love and physical connection, but also an arcanic bond is created between you two. And you know she is eternal and not calling on your favor anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm long-lived, and I don't know, maybe there's a way to become eternal or something. Who knows? I don't know how relationships with gods work, but I mean,
you know her dad knows time magic as a, like, party trick, so...
Yeah, I guess he could just turn back the time and make me 150 again, because I'm almost 100.
Anyway, with this being done, I think let's cut to a, like, for those of us who've been at a wedding, when it's real late in the evening and, like, ties are loose, people are just sitting at a table, like, picking up drinks that aren't theirs, looking for leftover whiskey because they couldn't splurge for an open bar. You guys are spent and partied out. Maelorian has gone to attend to her father, who has suffered grievous wounds, but killed all of his enemies. And is like, look, I'll call you tomorrow. I kind of gotta go deal with Dad. And she says it with, like, ooh, but, like, a little proud she has someone to be annoyed with. For whatever reason, the queen is very tired and not leaving her chambers.
There's a good reason for that, I'll tell you.
Oh, did you guys experience battle? Anyway,
In a
you
way,
guys
yes.
meet up at a communal table where it's just the three of you. And also, Lucien, you know, you're a guy who doesn't like people close, but, you know.
I don't mind being a ruler, you know, elven superiority and all that. So I enjoyed the throne.
You sit in a chair that big, it goes to your head.
Just a bit.
But, yeah, you guys are tired, spent, probably hungover, or in the midst of a very firm drunk that will come back to mention itself tomorrow. But go ahead and wrap us up, gang.
I have something to ask the Reveler.
Okay, yeah, you see he's like, Maelorian is stitching his arm back into place. Like, a bunch of loose organs are just on the table next to him. But he has an IV drip of just a big thing of wine.
Yes.
And he's like,
good.
I'm good, guys. What's up? What's up?
So I just go, like, Reveler, so first of all, thank you for making me look, like, really good. Like, thanks for that description. That was just, like, stellar, if I may say so myself. Like, really, you...
Hey, Stellar! He points at you, like, through blood loss and drunkenness.
So, like, but you said that your daughter, she drank from you, and that's why she vomited you out. Did I drink from you earlier? Because she's just gonna be like confused.
He looks at you and is just like, Stella, do you really want to know the answer to that question?
Maybe that's best left a mystery. It was entertaining. I'm sure people found it entertaining.
Let me put it this way. You might not be my warlock, but if you ever want to level a paladin...
Okay.
I'm not in your heart. I'm in your liver. And on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for this one. Final thoughts, everyone.
That was fantastic. Lucien's gonna walk off all that light whiskey in the morning.
So I didn't think I would find love in another plane, but here we are.
Hey, you and me both. Except I've been in love with someone 50 years. But man, some real Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera stuff. Yeah, that was incredible. But also like, okay, apparently Tanner and I have something in common. Cool. Well, maybe I can forgive him for what he made my brother do.
Tanner just scratches the back of his neck wherever he is. Just have to say, I found love in the yokai plane. All right. Okay, say goodbye, you goons.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Have a fantastic day, everyone. I know I will.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone, and follow your dreams. And, yeah, the people of your dreams, too. They might just come true.
What do you get when a barbarian Leonin, a turtle cleric, a warlock cat, and a human fighter walk into an ancient Greek setting? You get the Apocalypse Tour! Join Pyrrha, the barbarian Leonin, Thal, the turtle cleric, Salem, the warlock cat, and Arcadius, the human fighter, in the Apocalypse Tour podcast today for tales of trials, tribulations, and above all else, glory. Check us out today.
The future of Talia looks grim. Monsters menace the roads and corruption threatens the cities. The storm god Sidon demands daily sacrifices at every temple, and his sister wife Eutheria kidnaps children for her secret rituals. The five gods who once protected the settlers are silent, and now the oracle has prophesied the doom of Talia, the death of gods, the destruction of Mitros, and the total annihilation of the mortal races. You are one of a group of warriors who have been summoned to the Heartlands in an attempt to avert this coming catastrophe. You each have reasons for answering the call, but rumours of your coming have already spread across the land.
Stocks for beginners.
Our management score turned up for Twitter right before Elon Musk made the buyout offer.
A clear pathway to profitability and cash flow positivity.
If you have a strategy, you want to stick to it.
Whether we like it or not, we're all investors in the stock market, either directly or through our retirement plans. We're handing over management of our assets to financial advisors and mutual funds.
Well, where's all the customers' yachts?
Where do you go if you're completely new but want to start learning?
Many confusing metrics, aren't there?
Many confusing, man, so crazy.
You'll hear from people in the finance industry, and together we'll explain the key concepts of investing while they share their financial knowledge.
We have to be smart, we have to be diversified, and we have to have good risk management strategies if we want to invest for the long term, and that's what we're all about.
Join me if you want to learn more about investing, the stock market, and finance. Stocks for Beginners podcast. Let's learn together.